Yo! What's up, everybody? Third stream. Third stream. And today we are going to be watching Colombia against France. And obviously, I'm wearing the Mexico kit because we're also going to talk about the Mexico versus Portugal game yesterday. There were some crazy games yesterday. And obviously, I wasn't able to stream. Let me just fix up my camera really quickly. There you go. Yesterday, I wasn't able to stream. If you guys saw some of my other streams, I mentioned that I was going to the Canada game yesterday. So that's why I wasn't able to stream. But obviously today, we're back. Colombia versus France. And we're going to talk about some of the games yesterday. Everybody say what's up in the chat. RBWFR. What's up? Surprise stream? Yeah, a little bit of a surprise stream. I mean, I put out the little screen where it says upcoming stream this morning. But yeah, surprise stream. If setting up bots your power. Bro, honestly, I don't even know how to set up bots. I have no idea. But, you know, I'm still new to this, so I don't know. Juju Go. Thanks, Marcel. What's up? What's up? What's up? Can I be Socrates today? I hate Portugal didn't win. How to go? What's up? What's up? Yeah. Yeah. We need to talk about that game. We need to talk about that Mexico versus Portugal game because that game was like, I don't know. Like I was saying for the longest time that Portugal are maybe one of the top 3, top 4 favorites. But after that game against Mexico, and they couldn't do anything. Like it was just, honestly, that game was just a dead game. That was probably the most dead friendly game that we've seen for the last week or two. Like that, there was nothing going on in that game. From both teams, it was just, I don't know. It just wasn't really that good of a game. But obviously, we're going to talk about that game. We need to talk about some of the other games that happened yesterday because there's a lot of important stuff that I missed out on. And obviously, we're going to be watching Colombia versus France, which in my opinion is a really good game. There's about 15 more minutes before that game starts. So for the next 15 minutes, we'll talk about some of the previous games that I wasn't able to stream and all that. But I think Colombia against France is going to be a really good game. Wait, if Bosnia beats... Bro, don't talk to me about Bosnia beating Italy, bro. Please. But just to let you guys know, I just released about like a few minutes ago. I released my World Cup playoff final predictions. I released my predictions for the Italy-Bosnia game, all the other European games. I released my predictions for the Intercontinental games, the DR Congo against Jamaica game, Bolivia against Iraq. So I just released that video. So if you guys want to go watch it, go ahead. If you want to watch it after the stream, you know, whatever you want to do. But just to let you guys know that I did just release that video. But without further ado, let's look over some of the games. So these are today's games. We had Lithuania 0-2 Georgia. Tanzania destroyed Macau. Belarus beat Armenia. Aruba beat Liechtenstein. And then we have Colombia against France. And then at night, we have Cape Verde against Finland. But we need to look at the games yesterday because, like, I thought there were some really surprising results yesterday. So, first of all, the first thing I need to talk about is this game right here. This South Korea versus Ivory Coast. Bro, I was saying that South Korea come into this World Cup, I think they're going to be a decent team. I don't think they're as good as they've been previously, but 0-4. Ivory Coast won 4-0 against South Korea. I did not expect that. At all. Now, I know Ivory Coast are a really good team, and in the AFCON, they were very good. But with Ivory Coast, I feel like they're such a strange team because in the World Cup qualifiers, when they were playing the other African nations, they were a very defensive team. They were very good defensively. But in the AFCON, they weren't good defensively. And on the attack is where they were really good, right? And the attack, they were scoring loads and loads of goals. Players like Amad Diallo, Yan Diomande, they were scoring loads and loads of goals. But I feel like this Ivory Coast team is a really strong team. And they didn't even play their best lineup in this game against South Korea. And they completely destroyed them. Like, South Korea did not even have any real chances in this game. Like, it was just such a one-sided game. Definitely did not expect a result like that. We saw San Marino lose to Faroe Islands. I mean, like, what's new? San Marino, right? We saw Senegal beat Peru. Great result for Senegal. Obviously, if you saw, this game was being played in France, and Senegal celebrated their AFCON trophy. So it's clear as day that they're not giving this shit to Morocco. Like, even Morocco can try and take this trophy from them, but Senegal are not gonna let it go. They're just not going to. And after that parade in France, that celebration that they did before the game, I don't know. In my eyes, I still think that Senegal won. So that's all I gotta say about that game. Canada versus Iceland. This is the game I went to go see. I will probably be releasing a video, IRL video on this game either tomorrow or the day after. I'm not 100% sure. I'm obviously at work, so hopefully I can get it done by tomorrow. But if not, then it might be released another day this week. But this was a crazy, crazy match. Crazy match. Iceland started off hot. They were on smoke. They were on the counterattack. Canada were horrible, defensively horrible in that first half. And Oscarsson scored 2 goals in the first 20 minutes. He's a great young player, by the way, playing for Real Sociedad. Great player. But Canada did great to come back into the game and end it with a 2-2 draw. Not a bad result for Canada. We also saw Japan beat Scotland. Obviously, Hungary beat Slovenia. We saw Burkina Faso destroy Guinea-Bissau. And this game was also really interesting. Bro, the amount of hype I've been hearing for the U.S., it's crazy. And for them to just get destroyed by Belgium 5-2. I don't know. Are you guys buying into the USA hype? Let me know in the chat if you guys are buying into the USA hype. Do you think that USA is going to have a good World Cup? Like some of these people are saying they may go to the quarterfinals. I've heard from some people. I've heard people saying at least the round of 16. I don't even know if they can make it that far. I honestly don't know. My prediction 7-9. But what are you talking about 7-9? 7-9 for what? The Italy versus Bosnia game? What's this guy talking about? But yeah, Belgium were just dominant in this game. They were just dominant. Look at all those shots from Belgium. 21 total shots. It wasn't really the best display defensively from USA. And I do feel like that is maybe an area that they lack. I feel like they have, Balogun is a good striker. They have some good attackers. Tillman is good. McKinney's having a great season. Pulisic is good. But defensively, that's where I think they lack. No? So what are you talking about then 7-9? So what game are you talking about 7-9 then? Let me know. And this game I also need to talk about. USA and making it. Oh, USA making it. Oh, you're saying F no to USA and making it to the quarters. Yeah, I agree with you. People that say USA can make it to the quarterfinals. I've literally heard people say that USA are going to make it to the semifinals. Bro, come on. Let's be so realistic. USA, like, no disrespect, but USA ain't making shit. USA is barely better than Canada. I don't even know if they're better than Mexico, right? Like, USA ain't making shit. Defensively, they're not good enough. Pochettino, he's shown that some games he can get his team to play good. Like, in that game against Uruguay, they won 5-1. Great performance by USA. But then they go ahead and lose 5-2 at home against Belgium. It's just inconsistent, They be drinking too much? Yeah, for sure. They be drinking too much and they just be too, I don't mean to, I just be a little bit too, maybe a bit too fat. Mexico against Portugal. Let's talk about this game. Portugal were obviously the dominant team, right? 67% possession. They had 10 shots. They had a few good chances. But I feel like this is almost the way that Mexico are going to perform in the World Cup. Like, this is the way they play against bigger teams, is they defend, they try and limit them to little shots on target, not many big chances, and then they may try and hit them on the counterattack. In this game, it ended 0-0. Mexico couldn't score, although one chance that they had very late in the game, I think it was in the 83rd minute or so, and it was from this guy, Gonzalez. I think this guy is actually a really underrated young striker. I think he's definitely could possibly help Mexico in the World Cup, could be used as a great substitute. I think bringing him on in the 80th minute is a little bit too late. I think if he could have came on in like the 70th or 60th minute, he maybe could have impacted this game. But Portugal in this game, I wasn't convinced by them. I was not convinced by them. Gonzalo Ramos, it's so weird. This guy's like the weirdest player because when he comes off the bench, whether it's for PSG, whether it's for Portugal, he always scores. Every time he comes off the bench. But when he starts, he does nothing. He didn't do nothing really in this game. João Felix didn't do nothing. Conceição didn't really do nothing. Fernandes, fair enough. He's having a great season, and he was decent in this game. But realistically, like, Portugal didn't really look threatening at all. Like, I didn't find them threatening at all in this game. Let me know in the chat if you found them threatening at all. If you asking me about Portugal versus Mexico is your power, then what are you without it? Without Portugal and Mexico, hey, I'm still me. I'm still me without Portugal and Mexico because we're watching Colombia, France. But no, Portugal versus Mexico was just a dead game. Just dead. I'm kind of happy that I didn't do a live stream for this game because it just wasn't a good watch. It really wasn't a good watch, and you saw why. You know, I still think Portugal have a really good chance to make it far in this World Cup, but some games, like in this game against Mexico or in the qualifiers against Ireland, they just struggled to score, right? They struggled in that game against Ireland. They struggled in this game against Mexico. So it's going to be really interesting to see Portugal against, you know, some of these better teams, right? Obviously, in the World Cup, they are going to be versing, I think it's Colombia in the group, right? Yeah, they're going to be versing Colombia. So that's going to be an interesting game because if Portugal struggle to score against Colombia, Colombia have the goal scorers, right? They have Suarez, they have Luis Diaz, they have James Rodriguez, they have quality players that can score goals. So if Portugal struggle against a team like Mexico, what makes me think that they're gonna score, you know, multiple goals against Colombia? I just don't see it happening really. That was the World Cup final. What was the World Cup final? What was the World Cup final? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's so weird. It's just weird with Portugal. Like, look, they scored 9 goals against Armenia. Like, they can score goals, but maybe it's just a consistency issue. Like, then they struggle to score against Ireland. They struggle to score against Mexico. If they struggle in this game, this upcoming game, this Tuesday against USA tomorrow, or not tomorrow, in 2 days, if they can't score against USA, that would be not good at all. That would be not good at all. That was the World Cup final, Portugal versus Mexico. When was that a World Cup final? Maybe I'm not good with my history. Are you talking about that was a World Cup final in the past? I'm not very good with my history. Well, let me fix my mic. I just realized. All right, that should be a little bit better. That should be a little bit better. I think I was like a little bit quiet. My mic wasn't really facing me. Let me know if my mic's better in the chat right now. I think it should be better. But Simpsons. Oh, that was the World Cup final in the Simpsons. Imagine we have a Mexico versus Portugal World Cup final in 2026. If we have Mexico versus Portugal as a World Cup final, so they predicted that Mexico versus Portugal was going to be a World Cup final. If Mexico versus Portugal is a World Cup final in 2026, first of all, the Simpsons are just like, I don't know, time travelers or something. Like they're not normal. But if that's actually the final, bro, if it's anything similar to how that game was yesterday, I think football's in the mud. I think football would be in the mud if that was the World Cup final. Bro, there was like, I think 3 shots on target in that whole entire game yesterday. I'm sorry, but that shit was ass. That shit was not good at all. Not good at all. But that's my little take on some of the games yesterday. You know, also we saw Haiti versus Tunisia, which was also being played in Toronto. That game was being played just after the Canada game. Tunisia won 1-0. And I'm thinking, right? In my head, I'm thinking, should I go watch Canada against Tunisia on Tuesday? It's Tuesday night. It's going to be after the playoff final game where Italy's playing on all those other teams. It's after that. So I'm thinking maybe I just buy a late ticket to that game. Hopefully the prices aren't too crazy because I'm not going to pay that much to go see Canada against Tunisia. But I think, yo, let me tell you something. Tunisia must have had a horrible time yesterday in this game against Haiti. Because yesterday in Toronto, it was minus 12 degrees Celsius. It was minus 12 degrees. Imagine Tunisia coming from North Africa, where it's hot as shit, damn near like a desert, coming to Canada, and it's minus 12. Bro, they must have been freezing their ass off. Like, there's no way that they had a good time in the game. They scored in the first minute. For the rest of the whole game, they were probably just freezing. I don't know. I definitely felt bad for Tunisia. But they got the job done against Haiti. And yeah, I'm thinking about going to watch that game, Canada versus Tunisia. But I have to see what the tickets are like. Also on Tuesday in Toronto, it's supposed to rain all day. Like all day from morning to night. Like 24 hours straight. So I don't know if I'm going to go watch the game because I'm not trying to sit in the rain. If you guys don't know anything about the Toronto stadium, it's shit. Like it's probably the worst World Cup stadium in history. before the recent upgrades that they did to it, the capacity was under 30,000. What World Cup stadium in 2026 has a capacity under 30,000? I have no idea. Like, it's not right. I don't know why they couldn't make a new stadium or something. Like, bro, the stadium is so small. It's so unorganized. Yeah, let me tell you, if you're coming to Toronto for a World Cup game, expect some madness, because it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty at all. But the Colombia versus France game is starting in a few minutes, and I'm a little bit unprepared for the stream. So let me just customize the scoreboard really quickly. Let me actually just get up the scoreboard and the ticker. So we got this, bam, we got that up. Obviously, I'm not gonna have the games with all the other scores. What I mean by capacity, I mean the amount of seats in the stadium. The amount of people the stadium can hold is under 30,000. If you look at the World Cup stadiums in Qatar, they were like 80,000, 90,000, 100,000. In Toronto, it can hold, before the recent upgrades, under 30,000. It was like 28,000. Now they made a few upgrades and they can hold more. But it's just, to be honest, if you search up Toronto Stadium, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing as a World Cup stadium. It's not good enough. Not even close to good enough. So yeah, yeah. Hopefully by the time the World Cup comes, it's better. But at the current moment, it's like, it was just a mess in there. And things are ridiculously expensive too. Like any type of food you want to get, you're going to be paying, like if you want to get a hot dog, right? Because, you know, in North America, we eat hot dogs and shit. If you want to get a hot dog, it's like $15. Like $15 for a hot dog is crazy. Okay. Got the scoreboard up. Let me just customize the colors of the teams. Colombia will be yellow. And this should be yellow. And then France will be blue. I think France should be playing in their blue kits. I think so. If not, then it's too bad. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Let's change this color to red. There we go. Match time, first half. Okay. Oh, I need my iPad. Hold on. Boys, give me 20 seconds. I'll be back. Give me 20 seconds. All right, we back. Tired of this US team. Bro, we were just talking about the US and that game against France. Not. But what am I? I can't, bro. I got some problems. I'm a little bit autistic. We were just talking about that US game against Belgium, and bro, I don't know. US, in my opinion, that they did not look good. They did not look good in that game. Defensively, I thought they had a lot of problems. They got to try and fix some of these defensive problems before the World Cup. 55 seconds, bro. Here, hold on. I'm trying to get the game on my iPad. Hopefully, I can get the game, and then I'll start the timer. As you know, because you've been in all my streams so far, I'm definitely gonna be a bit delayed because my stream that I get is pretty trash. So I'm trying to get this game on. I know it's probably already started. I'll just be like probably another minute getting this game on. But yeah, bro, we were talking about that US performance, and it wasn't good enough. Was not good enough at all. Horrible performance in my opinion. Okay, why is this game not working? Why is this not working right now? It's like it's the same thing every single day. It's not working. Every stream it's the same thing. Let's try this. Let's see if this works. Okay. It's not working. Okay, this is not good. This is not good. These streams are not working right now. I don't know what's up with my Wi-Fi too. My Wi-Fi's been kind of ass. Let me know if the stream ever like lags or anything. Let me know. So I can try and like fix it. Because my Wi-Fi, I don't have the best Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is not the best. It's okay. It's okay. But it's not the best. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to who? Whose birthday is it? It's not my birthday. That's for sure. My birthday is in January. I got an early birthday. Okay, I'm just getting the stream up really quickly. Bro, this stream is not working. Like, I pressed on a stream, and it's ads playing. It's ads playing. The game has already started, hasn't it? Oh, it hasn't started yet. Wait. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. The game starts at 3. Bro, I'm out here panicking like I'm not going to be able to find a stream, and the game doesn't even start for another 15 minutes. Yo, tell me I'm autistic without telling me I'm autistic, bro. Anyway, this is something that I've been dealing with my whole life, bro. It's like I don't think I have autism, but honestly, sometimes I low-key really think I do. Like, if you guys were in the stream yesterday, yeah, literally, I'm an idiot. Literally. Like, bro, I used to stutter, right? When I was younger and I used to try and talk, I'll go like, like I couldn't speak. Sometimes when I try and say a word, it's just like my brain doesn't think of it. And bro, I get times mixed up like all the time. Like I thought the game started a few minutes ago. It's starting in 10 minutes. All right, let's take off this right here. You know what? Let me try and I want to try and see if I can go on. I want to try and see if I can find where I was sitting at the game yesterday. I want to try and find where I was sitting at the game yesterday. At the Canada versus Iceland game. I want to try and see if I can see myself. Canada versus Iceland. Let me try and find a YouTube video. I'm gonna need to go full screen because, bro, I can't deal with getting I can't get strike for copyright. I can't do it. Okay, let's go to this video. Okay, let me just go here and I'll try and find it for you guys. I'm gonna try and find it. See if you can possibly see me in the stands, because that would be fire as shit. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, when Iceland scored, the guy was celebrating right in front of us. Like, he would literally just go to the Canadian fans and celebrate right in front of them. Dickhead, bro. Look, there we go. You can kind of see me. Hold on. Here, look. So if you see the screen, we're like right there. We got really good seats. We were sitting like right down, like right close to you see all those blue seats right there? We're sitting right behind them. We didn't get the blue seats because they're mad expensive, like way too expensive. But we're sitting like right there. Yo, it's Anthony from the other day. Oh yeah, I remember you. You were the one that lived in New Mexico, right? I think. Let me know if that was you. This is my gaming page. Check out the clips if you get the chance, bro. 100%. I'll check out the clips. 100%. I love yo, if any my subscribers makes videos or does anything like that, bro, just let me know. I'll check them out. Let me figure out, is there a way to zoom in on YouTube to like this thing? What if I go like this? Wait, that zooms out. Am I tripping? But why is it zooming out? There you go. There you go. All right, look. Oh no, this is not working. Okay. Bro, I'm literally an idiot. I'm literally an idiot. Talking to me about explore data up here. Nah, no. Anyway, I was like right over there in the stands. And then, bro, this guy that scored, he literally scores, good goal, right? I can't show the highlights because I'm gonna get banned. But he's literally celebrating. He does like this like type of Neymar type of celebration. Here, let me show you. He does like a you know that Neymar celebration where he goes like this. I think that was Neymar, right? Where he goes like this. So, bro, he's doing this, and we're sitting like right there. Like, we're sitting like right up here, like right past this Century banner right there. We're sitting right there. And bro, we're all mad at him, bro. Whatever. You know, it's 9 minutes in and they already fucking score. And then look, 10 minutes later in this game, the same dickhead, bro, the same guy, the same Oscarson guy that scored 2 minutes later, he scores again. And guess what he does? Guess what he does when he scores again? He does the same thing. The same celebration right in front of all the Canadian fans. Well, we're booing his ass, bro. Like, what is he doing? Like, he's celebrating right in front of us. To be honest, I don't think there was any Iceland fans there, to be fair. Like, I really doubt that people are coming from Iceland to all the way to Canada to watch this game. I really doubt that. And at the same time, it was cold. It was snowing. Bro, for part of the game, it was snowing. I'm holding my camera like this. You know, I'm recording the game. I'm recording my reaction, right? And bro, my hand is like, that's how cold it is. I'm holding the camera and it's like this. So when I eventually upload that video, if, you know, you're watching it and it's a little bit like shaky, like the camera looks a little bit shaky, bro, it's because I was freezing my ass off. Like, it was so cold. Excuse me. Yeah, if you guys have ever been to Canada, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Canada or not, but if you have been to Canada, or actually no, if you haven't been to Canada, I'm going to tell you right now, Canada, let me go full screen for this. I'm going to tell you this right now. Canada is the second coldest country in the world, behind Russia. That's how cold it is here. Wait, no, not behind Russia. Behind Greenland, I think. Canada is colder than Russia. Y'all think of Russia, they got the fuzzy hats and all that. Bro, Canada is literally colder than Russia. It's so damn cold here, bro. It's so cold. Like, this winter, there were some days where it was like minus 35, minus 40 degrees. Minus 40 degrees, yo! Minus 40 degrees in Celsius. Your streams are very exhilarating. Thank you, bro. I got a lot of energy, so I got to get it out somewhere. But bro, minus 40 degrees. Sometimes I'm like, bro, how do people even live in this country? Like, how do I even live in this country? When it's minus 40 degrees, I'm wearing a tank top, I'm wearing a t-shirt, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, I'm wearing a sweater, and I'm wearing my jacket. 5 layers, bro. 5 layers. And I'm still about to get hypothermia. That's how cold it is. Behind Russia, I don't know, are we the second coldest country behind Russia? I don't know if we're behind Russia or we're in front of Russia, but our temperatures, Canada and Russia have very, very similar temperatures. And I live in Toronto, so Toronto's like one of the most southern cities in Canada. It's very, very far south. It's just north of the USA. Like, the border is like an hour away, right? I live in US. Multiple cities here are dangerous, but it's like that in multiple of the Western countries. Yeah, bro. But I'm telling you, like, the US, like, the thing with the US is there's so much more variety than there's compared to Canada, because it's more south. So if you go in the north of US, you know, you have all the forests and all these like evergreens and all that. But if you go to the south of US, you have deserts in like Texas, and you have like palm trees and all this other stuff. Bro, Canada's not like that. Canada's just cold everywhere. It's just cold everywhere. Google says 1 Russia, 2 Canada, 3 Mongolia. Okay, so we're right behind Russia. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so bro, we're literally the second coldest country in the world. It's crazy. It's literally like, it's way too cold here, bro. So in the summer though, it's nice. In the summer it's nice. So when the World Cup is here, it's gonna be nice. Like, usually in the summer, you know, it's like 30 degrees. It's very strange, because the difference between the summer and the winter, it's like the weather's bipolar in Canada. It's literally bipolar. The winter will be minus 30 degrees. The summer will be plus 30 degrees. It's a 60-degree difference between seasons. Like, it's mad. How does that happen? Yeah, New Mexico bipolar weather. Friday was cold as hell. Now it's hot as. Yeah, I know, bro. Yeah. Well, you know, New Mexico, that's south of USA. I think, is that north of Texas? It's like, I think it borders Texas, right? Like, it's pretty hot there, I think. New England is probably the safest place in America. Yeah, honestly, New England, bro, is New England a place? Is New England I don't even know. Oh, it's an American state. Yeah. I'm not that well versed on the U.S. to be honest with you. American state, New Mexico. Yeah, yeah, it's a state. Yeah, but is it? I think it's right around Texas, right? But yeah, no, the U.S. I will say the weather in the U.S. is 10 times better than Canada. It's so much better. Canada is just way too cold, bro. Canada's way too cold, and I live in, like I said, I live in Toronto, which is arguably one of the most southern cities in Canada, and it's still this cold. It's still this cold. I'm just getting up the game right now. The game is starting in 3 minutes. 3 minutes on my clock. 3 minutes. I'm a bit behind probably, so more like 4 minutes. But yeah, bro, Canada. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if everyone's been to Canada. Right by Texas, yeah? Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Let me know in the chat whoever's been to Canada. Whoever's here, let me know in the chat if you've been to Canada. If you want to go to Canada. If you're planning to go to Canada. Let me know. If y'all ever need tips on Canada, I got you. Or not, okay, not Canada. Not Canada. If y'all need tips on Toronto, then I got you. I know all about Toronto. Been all over Toronto. Canada, though, I can't help you with all of Canada. I actually haven't traveled Canada that much. But yeah, let me know. Let me know if you've been to Canada or you're gonna go to Canada. Type in the comments or type in the chat. I always say comments. Is it called comments or is it called a chat? I think I'm streaming, so isn't it? It's called a chat, no? But I always say comments because I'm just used to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Never been, but that would be dope. Yeah. Yeah, you should come to Canada, bro. It's cool. It's like, obviously, since it's bordering the US, it's like there's similarities, but there's also a lot of differences. Like Canada is very, very different to the US. I saw Tunisia highest temps were like 55 degrees Celsius. Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. So imagine Tunisia, 55 degrees Celsius, coming to Canada, playing yesterday in minus 12 when it's snowing. I would hate to be them, bro. I would hate to be them. But at the same time, you would much rather play when it's minus 12 than sit down and watch when it's minus 12. So I was just sitting down and watch, right? So you get cold when you're sitting and watching. When you're playing and it's that cold, I've played outside. I think I've played in maybe minus 5. I don't think I've played in minus 12, but I've played games before in minus 5. And it starts off cold. Like the start of the game, you're freezing your ass off. But after you start running for 10 minutes, then, you get a lot better. How different is Canada compared to the US? Yeah, like I said, honestly, the atmosphere is very different. I feel like the people in Canada are very different than the US. Like everyone always says Canada's nice and everyone always says sorry and stuff. But it's true. It's true. Like everyone in Canada is nice. Everyone in Canada is nice. Very respectful. Very diverse in Canada. Like very I don't know about all of Canada, but Toronto specifically, I think is the most diverse city in the world. Like if you've been to New York, Toronto is probably, in terms of US cities, Toronto is probably the most similar to New York. New York is very diverse. There's all the different boroughs. This borough is where a lot of Italians live. This one, a lot of Dominicans. This one, a lot of Chinese people, whatever. Canada's like that. There's there's places where a lot of Italians live. There's Chinatown. There's Koreatown. There's this area in Canada, in Toronto, called Brampton. It's like an outskirt of Toronto. That's where all the Indian people live. There's certain areas where there's a lot of like Caribbean people, African people. Like it's just very diverse. So I would say Toronto is the most similar to New York in the US. Canada's colder, safer, and it has more nature. Yeah, it definitely has a lot of nature. I think like 90% of the land in Canada is untouched. Like it's just trees and forest. Just straight up trees and forest. So, and it's Canada. I mean, US is really big, right? Obviously, it's one of the biggest countries, but Canada is even bigger than the US. And most of it is untouched, right? Also, there's a lot less people in Canada. If you go to a big city like Toronto, which is the biggest city in Canada, there's a lot of people. There's almost 8 million people in the area of Toronto. But outside of Toronto, there's no one. There's no one for like hours and hours and hours of driving. You'll see like small cities here and there, but way less. Like in US, there's maybe like 50, 100 big cities. In Canada, there's maybe like 5. There's like 5 main cities. There's like Toronto, there's Montreal, there's like Quebec, there's Vancouver. What other big cities is there? That's about it. Maybe like I don't know, Edmonton or some shit, like just in the middle of the prairies. So it's very like vast Canada. Like there's not a lot of people, right? Like there's not a lot of people live here. Similar to the US. It's similar in a way. There's similarities and there's differences, obviously, right? Game starting. That's the population of New York. So the population of New York is New York City is 8 million. I thought it was more than that. If it's 8 million, then it's very similar to. But when I say 8 million for Toronto, that includes like the main city center, but also like the outskirts. So it's called the GTA, which is the Greater Toronto Area. That population is 8 million. If you're talking about just like downtown Toronto, then it's about 3 million. But let's switch screens to the scoreboard because, as you said, the game is starting. For me, like as you know, I'm probably like a couple minutes behind. So for me, the game hasn't just started yet. But Queens is 2 million. Queens, I don't really know the areas of New York. I've never been to New York. The only places I've been to in USA is Florida. I've been to Florida, like Miami and stuff, and I've been to Chicago as well. Manhattan 1 mil. So those are like all the boroughs, right? Brooklyn 2 mil, Bronx 600K. Yeah, so that's similar to Toronto then. Like downtown, just straight downtown Toronto has like 3 million, but then there's like North York with like another million. Then there's like Scarborough or like East York probably has another million. Then there's York with probably another million. Then Mississauga has probably another million. So like different areas, Staten Island, 100K to a million. Well, that's a big range. 100K to a million. Okay, when is this game starting, bro? Come on, let's see when is the game starting. It's probably already started. I'm probably just delayed, right? Has it started? No, it still hasn't started. This game's taking a long time to start. Jeez. Where's this game being played? Is this game being played in Colombia? Because in the fans, all I see is yellow. That's all I see in the stands. Where's it being played? Oh, it's being played in Maryland, in the USA. But why is there so many damn Colombian people? Or maybe that's just like this part of the stadium that we see. Because for me, the fans look like all Colombian. I mean, I guess there's way more Colombian people in the US than French, right? Let's look at the starting lineup. Sorry, I don't have the starting lineup here. I think I'm only going to do that when Italy's playing because I can only have one formation. So I want to have the country that I'm rooting for. But if it's just like a neutral game where I'm just like a neutral fan, then I don't think I'm going to have the formation. But here, let's look at the formation together while this game's starting. Okay, get these highlights off my screen. I don't really care. Lineup, we got... For Colombia, they're playing with Munoz, Sanchez, Mojica, Richard Rios, Lerma, John Arias, Rodriguez, Luis Diaz, and Suarez. France have Thuram, Cherki, Doué, Akliouche, Zaire Emery, and Kante. Left back Digne, Hernandez, and Lacroix in the defense. That's a strange defense, but I guess they're trying some new players. Kalulu and Samba playing in net, which is also a different keeper as well, I think. But the game is starting, so let's start the scoreboard in a few seconds here. Just waiting for the game to start. And the game started. The game has started. Colombia versus France playing in USA. And like I said, there's bare Colombian fans. Like, this is the thing with US because, obviously the US is very diverse as well, but there's a lot of like Spanish people in the US. I feel like the South American teams are going to be they're going to have way more fans. Like, I feel like that's going to be a big advantage. Colombians, there's so many in the US. Like, I feel like that's going to provide a big advantage for a team like Colombia. There's a big Hispanic population in the US. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I didn't even see your comment, but exactly what I'm saying. So, I feel like South American teams and teams in Central America, they might have a big advantage. They're going to have a big advantage. But, it's a foul on Colombia right now. I think, or is it a foul on Colombia? I'm 50 seconds in. Yeah, Colombia have the ball. Just passing it around a little bit. It says Orlando. Oh, I don't know. For me, it says Maryland. Maybe I'm wrong. Luis Diaz with the ball. Still dribbling Luis Diaz, and it's out. It's France France ball. My brother is Richard Rios. Bro, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Goal Colombia. Bro, what are you talking about? There's no goal. Luis Diaz had the ball. He just dribbled it out of bounds. What are you talking about? If your brother is Richard Rios, there's no way your brother is Richard Rios, bro. If your brother is Richard Rios, that's crazy. He got a W haircut, though. I fuck with his hair a lot. I feel like Richard Rios has some nice hair. Who do you predict to win? Who do I predict to win between Colombia and France? Ooh, it's a top. That's honestly a toss up, because if you look at both of these teams full strength, I would say Colombia. I would say France for sure. You know, if they're playing with Mbappe, they're playing with their best players, I would say France. But this defensive line for France, I don't know if I'm really like buying it. Like Samba, Digne, Hernandez, Lacroix. I don't know if I'm buying this defensive line. I think I might go with like a draw in this game. Like I said, France, you know, full pelt, their best team. I got France winning this game 3-1. But Colombia, right now, they're using a strong team, but France aren't using their strongest team. I think this game could end a draw, or even with Colombia having all the fans, they might be able to get a win. I think I'm going to predict a 2-2 draw. But I wouldn't be surprised if Colombia can get a result here. Like, you know, maybe even win. But France with the shot, and it's just wide. It's shot by, I think it was Zaire Emery. Yeah, it was Zaire Emery. Digne suck. Yeah, Digne, I'm not the biggest. Where does Digne even play right now? I don't even know where does he even play? Oh, he's still at Aston Villa? Does he play? I don't even know if he plays. I swear I haven't seen this guy. This guy, by the way, Akliouche from Monaco, underrated player. But even though France aren't starting their best lineup, like, they got some techie players in the attack. Akliouche, Cherki, and Doué. Those are techie players. France with the corner goes through everyone. Digne has the ball. I think he's going to try and cross it back in. No, he passes it to Akliouche. Back to Digne. Back to Kanté. It's lovely to see Kanté playing in these games. I'm excited to see Kanté playing at the World Cup, because obviously with Kanté being playing in where even is he? Is he at Al Nassr? You know, you don't really hear about him that much, right? Like I don't hear about him, but it's nice to see him play and see if he's still as good of a defensive midfielder as he once was. Because in his prime, like in his best years, Kanté was probably the best defensive midfielder in the world, or one of the best. Like, he was insane. Colombia 1-2 France. Suarez in the first half and Zaire Emery in the second half. 64. Cherki in the last minute. Camavinga man of the match. That's fair enough. Camavinga is not playing at the moment, but you know, he could always come on and change the game completely. Everybody leave your score predictions for this game in the chat. Obviously, Rayan already left his. He's predicting France to win this game 2-1. But everybody leave your score predictions in the chat. Colombia with the ball, though, they're attacking. Suarez with the ball, but it's good defending by France. Colombia on the attack, though. Ooh, that shot, low-key from Richard Rios. It wasn't a bad shot. But I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Ryan is going for a 2-1 to France. You want Colombia? Let's see the goal differential between Colombia and Brazil going against France. Yeah, so Brazil lost 2-1 against France. But also, I think France were playing with a better lineup in that game against Brazil. Let's look at that lineup again against Brazil, because I know they had Mbappe. Obviously, he scored. But I don't remember some of the other players they had. But let's quickly see that lineup that they had against Brazil. Where is it? Yeah, here. It should be here. So in that game against Brazil, I think they had a better defense too. Yeah, bro. Sorry to say, but right now, in this game against Colombia, France is using their second lineup. And right now, they have the ball, but it's cleared away from Colombia. But look at this France lineup. Look at this France attacking 4 players. What team in the world has an attack as good as this? Mbappe, Olise, Ekitike, and Dembele. Dembele won the Ballon d'Or last season. Mbappe is currently arguably the best player in La Liga. Olise is arguably, other than Harry Kane, the best player in the Bundesliga. And Ekitike, a lot of people may say, is one of, if not maybe the second best striker in the Premier League behind Erling Haaland. They have like 4 of top 2 players in their league. in each league, right? In the Bundesliga, Liga, La Liga, and the Premier League. It's crazy. It's crazy. Defensively, Upamecano, Konate are good. Gusto, I think, is good. This midfield with Rabiot and with Tchouaméni, I'm not sure if that's the best midfield. I think Tchouaméni is good. I'm not really that convinced with Rabiot, although he does play really good with the national team. So, but I'm not sure if, you know, a player like Camavinga could play there. A player like Kante, although Kante with Tchouaméni is a little bit defensive. But I you know, even Turkey, this France team is just crazy. It's just crazy. France have the best team in the world. It's like there's nothing that can be said, nothing that can be done. Fenerbahce. Kante plays for Fenerbahce. Oh shit, he does play for Fenerbahce. I forgot he got transferred from Saudi Arabia to Fenerbahce. Bro, I'm literally so stupid. They're playing in 61 degrees Fahrenheit. 61 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that in Celsius? 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Is that like us? 20 degrees Celsius? Maybe a bit less. But it's a good temperature. That's a perfect temperature to play in. Playing in that temperature is beautiful. I love playing in, you know, nice weather, but not too hot. Like playing in like 30 degrees Celsius or like, let's say 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It's crazy. It's crazy. Rios is my brother, by the way. I know you told me, bro, but I don't believe you. I don't believe you. But you know, you can't really show me proof. So, whenever France plays either their B team, they always fail to play good. Like when they played against Iceland and they got cooked. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Although it's weird though, because their B team is really good. Like their B team, their A team is probably a top 3 team in the world, a top 2 team. The A team is the best team in the world. Their B team is probably a top 5, top 6 team in the world. Their C team is probably a top 10 team in the world. That's how good France are, bro. They're incredible. Such a good team, bro. Such an amazing team. But Colombia have a corner and it's cleared out. Colombia, though, you know, the game looks very back and forth for the first 8 minutes. We've seen France on the attack a couple times, but we've also seen Colombia on the attack a few times. 3-3 France versus Colombia. That's your score prediction. 3-3. Wow, that would be a wild game if it's 3-3. Hello. Hey, what's up? What's up? I always struggle with your name because it's mad long. Serena. What's up, Serena? Let's just say that. How you doing? France on the attack right now, but defended by Colombia. 16 degrees. Oh, 6. So 61 Fahrenheit is 16 degrees Celsius. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice weather to play in. In my opinion, that's beautiful weather to play in. I would love to play in that type of weather. I think that Colombia win. Marcel, give your score prediction. Give your score prediction. We have someone said 2-1 to France. Someone said 3-3. So Marcel, give your score prediction. Let me see what you think the score is going to be. Yeah, 10 minutes in, and it looks like a very, very 50-50 type of game. I don't know who's going to win this. Honestly, don't know who's going to win this. It could go either way. Just call me Sarah because my name is too long. All right, what's up, Sarah? What's up? That makes it a lot easier. You think 2-3 to Colombia? Because you said that you think Colombia's going to win. So you think 2-3 to Colombia. All right, fair enough. That would be crazy. If this game has 5 or more goals, that would be crazy. France higher ball possession. Yeah, France do have... you're right. But, you know, we see Colombia have a few attacks already. They had that one shot. But now they're on the counter-attack right now. I think it's with Lerma. Pass it off to Luis Diaz. Can they get something from this? Luis Diaz passes it to Mojica, I think, but he crosses it way out of bounds. I don't know what he's doing. He's crossing all the way to the sidelines. He's crossing it to the fans. I'm not crossing it to the teammates. What are your predictions for today's match? I mentioned them earlier, so I think if France were playing their main squad, I think France would win this game. But they're not. They're playing their B team, And for that reason, I think a 2-2 draw. I think a 2-2 draw. I think we could see either team win, but I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I'm going to go for a draw in this game. Bro, me and Mbappe aren't playing for some reason. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Mbappe is not playing because he played in the last game. They're resting him a little bit. You are not playing because Jacob Blanco is not on the French team, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Oldest player playing is Kante at 35. Is Kante 35? Bro, where did the years go? I did not think he was that old. I thought he was maybe like 32 or 33. Like, realistically, ever since Kante went to Saudi Arabia, I just like, oh, I thought it may be a penalty for France, but I guess not. Akliouche fell in the box, but I guess it was clean. Yeah, bro, ever since Kante went to Saudi Arabia, I just heard nothing of him. And now, obviously, like someone mentioned earlier, he's playing at Fenerbahce. But I don't really watch the Turkish league that much. Sometimes I'll watch the Fenerbahce versus Galatasaray game. But that's pretty much it for the Turkish league. Sometimes I'll watch, like, here and there. I might see like a Beşiktaş game or something. Ooh. That's offside, right? Thuram was just through on goal, but I think it was offside. Yeah, I was offside. Thuram's a good player, though. Obviously, he didn't play in that, or he didn't start in that France game against Brazil. But I think he's a really good player. He's strange because he's a tall player, but he's a very like creative player. He has really good passing. He has dribbling. Like, his dribbling is very good for a player of his size. How tall is Thuram? I think he's about 6'3". Let's see how tall Thuram is. Thuram is 188, so that's 6'2". But yeah, for a player his size, he's very like silky on the ball. This guy, Luis Suarez, bro, in that Colombia game against Croatia, this guy could have easily scored a goal. Like, he gets so many chances. With the amount of goals he scored at Liga Portugal, like the amount of chances he gets, he probably could have doubled that. But he had one chance, I remember, against Croatia where he really, really should have scored. I don't know how he didn't score that goal. But in this game, it'd be interesting if he can get a goal. Because I think Luis Suarez is a really, really good player. Really, really good player. But yeah, 15 minutes in. It's pretty 50-50. But, ooh, what a great pass by Luis Diaz to Richard Rios. Oh! And he almost found John Arias. But great defending. But I think it was Hernandez. Holy shit, he almost put the ball in his own net. Luis Suarez is interesting. Bro, it is an interesting name. Luis Suarez is an interesting name. Every time I think of Luis Suarez, obviously you're going to think of the Uruguayan Luis Suarez, the Barcelona the Atletico Madrid Luis Suarez. But we got a new Luis Suarez now. I wonder if he was named after Luis Suarez, the OG Luis Suarez, the biting Luis Suarez. I wonder if this Luis Suarez was named after him. Interesting. I guess we'll never know. Bro, me, Richard Rios, Ames Rodriguez, and Luis Diaz are carrying Colombia. Bro, where are you playing on this? Where are you playing on this team right now? Who are you? Am I watching you right now? You're Richard Rios' brother, so I don't see another Rios on the team. But yo, if you're playing right now and you score a goal, you gotta dedicate the goal to me. All right. I don't know how you're watching the stream while you're playing, but I guess that's just beyond my knowledge. I can't comprehend that. But France on the attack right now with some good passing too. It's Cherki on the ball. Bro, Cherki is such a skillful player. He's brilliant. Kante to Akliouche. Kalulu puts a ball in, but no one's there. And it goes out for a Colombia goal kick. Who is Colombia's keeper? Montero. Who does he play for? Vélez Sarsfield. Do any of you know what team is that? Vélez Sarsfield. What league is that even in? I don't even know what league that is in. Liga Profesional Apertura. Bro, I don't know what league that's in. Tigre. Is that? Oh, that's the Colombia. That's the Argentinian league. He plays River Plate and Boca Juniors in Independiente. Is this Colombia's main goalkeeper? Do they not? I don't know. I don't know why. I never. They used to use Ospina all the time. That's what they used to have. Who's Vargas? Huh. Yeah, Ospina. How old is Ospina now? Almost 40? 37. And they're playing with Sanchez and Juan Cabal in the defense. But they also have Lukumi, who's a decent defender, on the bench. They have Mosquera. They have they still have Bode. I remember that attacker. Where do you used to play? Oh yeah, Frankfurt. That's who he was playing for a little while. Yeah, I remember when he was playing for Frankfurt. Colombia have a decent team. I wonder how far they can make it in this World Cup. They have Vargas. Yeah, they have Vargas on the bench too. Do you think that Neymar is going to the World Cup? Bro, honestly, I have no clue. I would like to see Neymar at the World Cup just like, because it's Neymar. At the end of the day, Neymar is, one of the best players in the last decade of football. Or the last, say, 15 years, right? So, obviously you want to see him at the World Cup. But I don't know if it makes sense for Brazil to actually take him. It might make more sense for them to take other young players that are more hungry. I don't know. And especially, Brazil's attack, like they have a loaded attack. They have loads of great wingers, right wingers, left wingers, strikers, Joao Pedro, Cunha. Like they have so many great players. So I don't know if they're going to take Neymar. We'll have to wait and see, right? But Colombia got a free, not Colombia. France got a free kick at the edge of the box right now. And it looks like Digne is going to take it. It looked like Cherki was going to take it for the longest time. But then Digne came up to him and said, yo, move. And then it looks like Digne is going to take it. So let's see what France can do from this free kick. If he scores from free kick, hey, I'll take everything back I said about Digne. Bro, I was saying, he's not the best, whatever. But let's see if he can score. Bro, I can take a better free kick than that. It went right to the wall, and the power on that, it looked like he applied zero power on that shot, bro. Zero power. Who for you will win the World Cup? RBWFR says France or Spain. France and Spain. I agree with that. I would say France or Spain have the best squad. I think De La Fuente is a very good manager. I think Didier Deschamps is a pretty good manager, but he also has the experience. So therefore, I think it makes him a very good World Cup manager. So, they have two of arguably the best managers. They have two of arguably the best teams. They have, in both of their teams, they have so much squad depth. And on top of that, they have a great mixture of older players with younger players, right? You look at some of the best young talents in the world. They're all Spanish or French, right? It is what it is. And Aklius is one of them. He's on the attack right now, and he passes it wide to Digne. Let's see if France can score from here. And Doué loses it. And it's a goal kick to Colombia. Without Neymar, Brazil would be an easy opponent for Morocco. I don't know if I would say that much. I don't think just because a team doesn't have one player that they're all of a sudden trash, right? Obviously, Morocco are really good. Like, Morocco are a proper team. They did get that 1-1 draw against Ecuador, which is crazy because before that game, you could have asked 90% of people, most people would have predicted a 1-1 draw. Like, that's what it's going to be. Ecuador, they got the goal, they were defending, and then Morocco got the late goal by, I think it was El Ainaoui, who's a really good player. El Ainaoui is a great young Moroccan player. And Morocco have so many good young players as well, which is definitely a strength for them in this World Cup. I just wonder with their new manager, how they're going to perform. So it'll be interesting to see. But Colombia on the counterattack right now with Luis Diaz. He gets by Kante, holding the ball, passes it off, and it's a shot, and it's saved by Samba. Samba gets the save. Interesting seeing Samba in goal, other than Maignan. because you usually don't really see goalkeepers getting subbed that often. But hi, bro, I'm back. How's your day been, bro? My day's been decent. You know, I edited my World Cup playoff final prediction video for who I think is gonna win between, you know, Italy and Bosnia, Poland, Sweden, DR Congo and Jamaica, all the playoff finals. So that video is out on my channel. It got uploaded right before I started the stream. Actually, while I was waiting to start the stream, I was literally uploading. I was finishing editing it. So yeah, I was just pretty much editing that all day. You know, when I edit my videos, some videos I edit, and then other videos it's just like me talking. So if it's just me talking type of video, then it doesn't take long to do. I just upload it. But if I edit the video, you know, I'm editing that video for like 4 hours at least, 4 to 5 hours. But editing videos takes way longer than you think. If you don't make videos, a lot of people will think editing's easy, it doesn't take long. Bro, editing takes forever, bro. That's why so many YouTubers have a professional editor or someone else that edits their videos. Because then if I want to upload like a prediction video, like I usually edit a lot of my prediction videos, like my Champions League prediction videos, or, you know, my other prediction videos, or a lot of like ranking videos. Those videos I like to edit. Some videos I just do like talking videos, but if I'm editing, it'll take like 4 or 5 hours, bro. It's crazy. And how far for you can Germany go? Germany, I think Germany are a really, really good team, but sometimes I think they're a little bit inconsistent. Just a little bit inconsistent. Like Germany are a team where they have really good players. They have the great attackers. They have the young talent. They have a good defense as well. But I still feel like sometimes they're a bit inconsistent. So it's hard to say with Germany. It's hard to say. If Germany play well, then they can definitely make it really far. If Germany perform well and they perform consistently, I can easily see them making it to the semifinals. Definitely. Definitely. I think they have a really good team. But it's just a question of that consistency, whether they're consistent or not, right? When are the IRL vids? The IRL video, like I mentioned, I recorded the video where I went to one of the World Cup friendly games yesterday. That video should be out tomorrow, but if I can't edit it in time, it will be out one day this week. Either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, it should be out. So there I go to see Canada play a World Cup friendly, and I did a little IRL video. But yeah, so that video will be out in a few days probably. But it looks like they're having a little refreshment break. What? I thought refreshment break is only if it's like a certain degrees or higher. Why are they having a refreshment break now? It's not that hot. Like someone mentioned earlier, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 16 degrees Celsius. It's not that hot. So but I guess the players are dying. So they get a little break. Hi. If France and Spain play each other right now with their best lineup, if France and Spain play each other right now with their best lineup, who's going to win? If France and Spain play each other with their best lineup right now, I think I would have to give the edge to France. I think I would just give the edge to France. It's just, you know, obviously Spain have that Euros experience after winning it in 2024, right? Lamine Yamal, we saw him go crazy in that game. But I still think France. I think it'll be really, really close, but I would just give the edge to France. Will there be a live stream tomorrow? Nah. Tomorrow, nah. No live stream tomorrow. You know, there is some friendly games tomorrow, but also, you know, I have work tomorrow, so I need to work. There's gonna be a live stream on Tuesday when the World Cup final playoff games are being played. Then there's gonna be a live stream on Tuesday, so I'm gonna be live streaming for those games. Obviously, everyone stay hydrated. I'm a little bit sick right now. Maybe it's because of the game I went to yesterday when it was minus 12. And I got a little bit sick. So stay hydrated. If Portugal played against Argentina with their best lineup, who would win? If Portugal played against Argentina with their best lineup, who would win? That's tough. That's tough. Honestly, before Portugal played against Mexico, I would have said Portugal. But after seeing that game and seeing how Portugal are still a little bit inconsistent. Like we saw that loss against Ireland. Obviously, we saw the game yesterday against Mexico. I think I would say France. I mean, oh my bro, like I'm literally stupid. I think I would say Argentina. But it would be so close. That game would be such a good game. Like that's like a World Cup semifinal fixture. Like bro, Portugal against Argentina on one side, France against Spain on the other side. That's like a top tier World Cup semifinals. So if Portugal played against Argentina with their best lineup, I would say Argentina would win after some of Portugal's recent inconsistencies. But it could really go either way. Like it could honestly go either way. You never know with football, right? And Portugal are a really good team. Like they have some really good, a lot of good young players. You look at Vitinha, João Neves, Nuno Mendes. They have some really, really good players. All those Portuguese players on PSG are incredible. All of them. They're very, very good players. And they have a good defensive lineup too. It's just with their striker situation, Gonzalo Ramos, he's not very consistent. Obviously, Ronaldo, he's getting old. It's still Ronaldo, but he's getting old. And even with sometimes their wingers, like Leao is a very inconsistent player. João Felix, we see him brilliant player sometimes, but sometimes he does absolutely nothing. So it's just Portugal is just a really inconsistent type of team. Do you think that Spain has the best midfield in the world? Do I think that Spain has the best midfield in the world? Well, who would be Spain's best midfield? So usually I think they play in a midfield 2. If they play in a midfield 2, it would probably be Rodri and Pedri. If they play with 3, I think it would be probably Rodri sitting a little bit deeper, and then Pedri and Fabian beside him. They could have the best midfield in the world. I feel like Rodri isn't as good as he was, in recent years with Man City. Obviously, he got that injury, and this year I don't feel like he's having the best season. He's still one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. Don't get me wrong. Like 100% still one of the best, but I don't think he's the best compared to what he once was. But then you look at Pedri, definitely one of the best midfielders in the world. Fabian is also really, really good. Like Fabian on PSG. But without Fabian, Vitinha and João Neves don't play the same. They're so much better with Fabian. But France on the attack. Oh my gosh, they scored! What? Holy shit. Bro, Desiree Doué just scored a banger. I'm literally just here talking, like saying some random ass shit. Desiree Doué. Bro, I'm telling you, Desiree Doué is such a crazy player, bro. He's going to be, bro, he could be a top player. But that was a crazy goal by Desiree Doué. France just had the ball in the box. Colombia were defending them well. And he just laid it off to Desiree Doué, and he just banged it from outside the box. It was Akliouche had the ball. Akliouche is dribbling. He's dribbling. Passes to Cherki. Goes to Thuram. He's holding up the ball. Cherki misses the ball. It goes to Desiree Doué, and he just scores a banger. Like, bro, Cherki completely mishits the ball. He goes for a one-time finish, and he misses the ball. But the ball goes, like, rebounds off him to Desiree Doué, and Desiree Doué scores. Wow. That's crazy. Well, France up 1-0. For everyone that said that France was going to win, which if I scroll back up, I don't think many people said. A lot of people were saying draw or Colombia. Ryan said 2-1 to France. And also Marcel said, he said Colombia win. Yeah, bro, that's France up 1-0 after 30 minutes. What the F? Yeah, bro, that goal was crazy. In my opinion, Vitinha, João Neves, and Bruno Fernandes are the best midfield. Yeah, low key, bro. That's a crazy midfield. That's a crazy midfield 3. You would have Vitinha and João Neves sitting a little bit deeper, and then Bruno Fernandes playing as a more attacking midfield. That's a crazy midfield. How to see goal in FootMob? How to see goal in FootMob? To see the goal in FootMob, I don't know if this is exactly what you're talking about, but you can go like this and then go to stats. Wait. Oh, sometimes with football with friendlies they don't show everything. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. But yeah, France up 1-0 against Colombia, and France are playing with their second team, like maybe even their third team. Bro, France are not playing with their best lineup at all. All these players are bench players when they're playing in the World Cup. None of these players, bar maybe Ryan Cherki and maybe Desiree Doué if there's like an injury to one of the attackers, none of these players are starting. I don't even think Kante is starting. So I think Colombia, and then they need to try and get a result from this game. Luis Diaz, Rodriguez, John Arias, and Luis Suarez in the attack. Hopefully we don't see Luis Suarez missing complete goals like he did against Croatia. Because even that game against Croatia, like Croatia won 2-1, but Colombia should have done better. They really, really should have done better. Bro, I assisted Doué. Okay, so you're a Cherki. Bro, you were saying that you were playing on Colombia before. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Come on, stop playing with me. Also, it was Richard Rios' brother. Then he's saying he's playing with Richard Rios. Now he's saying he's Turkey. I'm going to make a World Cup prediction video after the playoffs. Could you leave a comment on it? Yeah, sure, bro. Hopefully I remember. Or, you know, if we're ever in a stream, whenever you upload it, just remind me. And hopefully, you know, if I'm not too busy and I remember, then yeah, I'll check it out, bro, for sure. Yeah. I'm probably going to make another World Cup prediction video also. I made the prediction video how long ago? I think at the beginning of February, like 2 months ago. A World Cup prediction video, but obviously we didn't know what playoff teams were gonna make it. So thanks, no problem, bro. So that prediction video is, you know, is not like obviously my real prediction because, you know, let's say Poland doesn't make it and Sweden makes it instead of Poland, then I wouldn't predict Poland to have as good performances. Or if like Turkey doesn't make it and Kosovo makes it instead, then I'll change up my predictions. So I did release a World Cup prediction already, but I'm probably going to make another one after the playoffs when we finally know which teams are going to be in the World Cup. When we finally know all 48 teams. Because now we only know 42. France will win the World Cup 2030 when Zidane will be the man. So yeah, so Zidane is going to be the next manager after Didier Deschamps, right? So I'm interested to see how France play with Zidane. Like France under Deschamps, they're really good. I don't think he's the best manager, but he's working with a great squad, and I think they like having him as a manager. Like they respect him, they play the way he wants to play, and they play good. They won in 2018. They made it to that World Cup final in 2022, which ended 3-3 and then went to penalties, right? France realistically could have won that game. And now this year, France are one of the favorites again. So I think we have to respect Didier Deschamps as a World Cup manager. But when Zidane takes over for him, it's going to be interesting. I mean, Zidane was good with Real Madrid, right? Like with Real Madrid, he was working with world-class players and he was able to win. So he might do good with France as well. But now Kante has the ball, passes it off to Cherki, passes it wide to Kalulu. France are really trying to score again. Cherki's all over the place. We see him dropping deep. We see him on the left, on the right. And even like a player like Akliouche, who's playing in the right wing position. Like right now, he's running in the center of the field. It's a great thing that France do. And you even see it with PSG sometimes, with players like Desiree Doué and Barcola and Dembele. Sometimes they rotate sides. But Colombia on the counterattack, Luis Suarez with the ball, passes it off to James Rodriguez. But it's good defending by Kante. He's right there, right in his face. And he passes it off. But Colombia still have the ball, but it's out of bounds now for a Colombia throw. Bro, Kante still looks good in this game. Kante doesn't look like, bro, he's running all over the place. And to get to James Rodriguez in that position, it looked like he was about to shoot. Who's the Colombian manager again? I always forget who the Colombian manager is. I don't even know if it will say here though, because since this is a friendly. All right, here it is. Oh yeah, Lorenzo. Yeah, Lorenzo. I don't know why I always get confused between the Colombian manager and the Ecuadorian manager. During halftime, can we do a final qualifier prediction? Ooh, yeah. I mean, I don't have like a if you remember 2 days ago when we did the Champions League prediction. I don't have a bracket like that for the qualifiers, but we can do something like that. We can do something like that. We'll definitely do something for sure. We'll definitely do something for sure. France kicked the ball out of play. Colombia ball. I hope I don't sound sick because I am a little bit sick. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my nose is like pretty much plugged right now. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am a little bit sick. Bro, I'm telling you guys, that game yesterday, that Canada versus Iceland game was so cold. Like the thing is with football games is, you know, you're just sitting there, right, for like 2 hours. You're standing a little bit, you're moving around a little bit, but you're mainly sitting there. So, but when it's minus 12 degrees and you're sitting outside for 2 hours, also the Toronto stadium is right near the water, and right near the water it's a lot windier. So it was windy, it was cold, it started snowing. Horrible. But it was a good watch. Sweden will win World Cup 2030, and you will be the manager. Interesting, bro. I don't know what you're on today, but I don't know what you're on today, bro. You're just saying anything that you can, just random stuff. Yesterday I woke up nose completely clogged, felt like I lost my voice, bro. That's literally how I woke up today. That's literally how, like, my throat is dry right now. That's why I have my water with me. Like my voice, this morning when I woke up, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to stream, but then, you know, I was like, you know, well, whatever, I don't care, I'll stream. But yeah, my nose is like, you know when you can breathe out of this one, but this one is like, bro, I can't breathe. It's always like one. I don't know what it is. If someone knows about, I don't know, whatever it is, like some anatomy of your body or something, why does one nostril always get clogged and the other one stays open? It's weird. I don't know. Then you're normal again, bro. Hopefully I'm good. I don't ask. Yeah, bro, for real. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, hopefully I'm good for the stream on Tuesday, because that's gonna be a big stream, bro. That's gonna be like, yeah, that's gonna be a big stream for sure. Not too much action in this game though. I mean, like, France got the goal, and they're probably doing better in terms of possession, but not too many like high quality chances for either team. Like even the goal that France scored, it wasn't a high quality chance. It wasn't like that good of a chance. For real? Yeah, bro. Tuesday's gonna be a big stream. You saw worst goal against Switzerland. If you're talking about the one where it was just from the edge of the box, yeah, that was a beautiful goal. Ooh, did France score again? Colombia, bro. France 2-0. A header by Marcus Thuram. Who crossed that? Was that Akliouche that crossed that? That was a beautiful, beautiful cross. Wow, this might look like this not looking good for Colombia. First that loss against Croatia, now a loss against France would not be good. Not be good at all. So it's yeah, Akliouche has the ball on the right side, stops it, brings it on to his left, and Thuram is wide open. Who's guarding him? Who's in front of him that just completely lost him? Oh, Sanchez, bro. It's Davis and Sanchez. He was on Thuram and just loses him, and then he's in front of the other. He's in front of the other center back. It's a good header though, off the crossbar down. You're gonna sneeze on 2 years, 5 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours, 3 seconds. What, bro? What? Tuham, bro. I crossed that. All right, bro. Colombia worse than Brazil now. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, you know, Colombia were like I remember they went on what, like a crazy winning streak, like what was it, like 20 games or something, like within the last 2 years, where they won every game, or they didn't win every game, but they didn't lose. Oh, they almost get a goal back though. Was that Luis Suarez again? I think it was. But yeah, Colombia, I don't know. It would be interesting to see how they come out in the second half, if they make some changes, or if they come out with the same team, because they're not performing good right now. They're not really holding the ball good, and France are just superior on the attack. And mind you, this is France's second team. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. France on the attack again. It's Thuram. He cuts inside, shoots, and it's just wide. And he could have probably passed it off to Akliouche, and he probably could have got a third goal. Sorry, I'm on my phone. Just give me 1 sec. There you go. Yo, this Jacob guy's talking, bro. Crazy how me and Thuram scored today for France. France have a corner. Let's see if they can score from this corner. So it's long and just goes over the net. Just over the net. Is it another corner? Oh, I guess it's another corner. Chereki's taking another corner. But Cherki is such a good player for Man City, though. This guy's insane. He's so technical. Passes it short to Digne, back to Cherki. I think he's gonna put in a cross here. Dribbling around. He's just dancing with the ball. Yo, did you guys see when Man City were facing Arsenal in the EFL Cup final, and Cherki just starts doing keep ups with the ball? Crazy, bro. Crazy. That's so disrespectful. But Arsenal just weren't good in that game. Like, bro, Nico O'Reilly scored both goals. And now France have the ball with Zaire Emery. Oh, no, with Doué, sorry. He's still dancing with the ball in the box. And the shot goes too high. That could have been a close shot, though. Could have been a third goal. Yeah, bro. France are cooking right now. Oh, it was deflected. They got another corner. Holy shit. France got a third corner. Looks like Cherki's going to put another one in the box. In the box. And it goes out. And they got a shot. But it's way too high. Holy. Was that Lacroix? Oh, no. It was Zaire Emery. Oh, my gosh. If Italy failed to qualify again, what will your reaction be? Bro, you don't want to know what my reaction is. I already told you, if Italy failed to qualify again, any Italy jersey I have, my jerseys are right over here. Any Italy jersey I have is going in the garbage if Italy failed to qualify. There's no way that I don't even remember Italy playing in a World Cup. There's no way. There's no way. They got to qualify. And I'm confident after that game against Northern Ireland, yes, the first half wasn't the best, but the second half, they're very good. So I'm confident going into this game against Bosnia. I would have been more worried if it was against Wales, because Wales in Cardiff, first of all, the stadium is a lot bigger. Second of all, Wales, maybe I'll do a little preview to Bosnia and Italy at the end of this video. But Wales, they attack they're a very different team than Bosnia. Wales they have a lot of quick players. Harry Wilson, Daniel James, Brennan Johnson. They're all very fast attackers. And Italy, when they're versing fast players, they can crumble under the pressure. when Bosnia, in my opinion, are a little bit more similar to Northern Ireland in the sense that they're a more physical squad. They'll probably play a little bit more defensive and then try and hit you on the counterattack, off set pieces. They get headers with Dzeko. That's how they scored against Wales. But they're very different than Wales. I think Wales are the better team. Bosnia are probably a better team defensively. So Italy might struggle to score. But I think Wales have a better attack. And therefore, I'm not that worried. I'm not as worried against Bosnia because Italy's defense isn't really that good. So against an attack like Wales, where they have a lot of Premier League attackers, a lot of very fast attackers, I'd be very scared. But against Bosnia, I don't think they have the same kind of quality in the attack. They still have quality, but it's a different type of quality. So I think Italy will be able to deal with Bosnia's attack better than they would against Wales. But after this game, I think I'll do a little 10-15 minute talk about how Italy, I'll do like a little deep dive of how I think Italy can beat Bosnia and what I think they have to do. And I'll probably upload it to my YouTube channel tomorrow for the game. Before the game, obviously, because the game's on Tuesday. I'll upload it tomorrow. But maybe we'll do that at the end of the stream. Jacob has probably taken that World Cup song seriously. Oh my gosh, bro. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. What are your thoughts on the 2026 World Cup song? Bro, first of all, I don't even know what the official song is because I've heard a few of them. But they all sound like shit. They all sound like shit. I saw this one like Brazilian song, which like kind of sound cool. But like the other ones, they just, I don't know. Like the World Cup song doesn't really hit the same. But when you think about it, if you look back to 2022, what was the actual World Cup song? Like the only World Cup song I remember is the song that Speed made. I don't remember the actual World Cup song. Like obviously there was that Shakira World Cup song. There was I think it was the Jason Derulo World Cup song. Like, I think it was 2018. They had obviously that Waving Flag song. I think that was in 2010, right? When I Get Older, that song, right? But I don't remember the 2022 World Cup song because all I remember was Speed's World Cup song. Like that's all I remember. But this year, the World Cup song is trash. And I don't think Speed is going to make another one. So I don't know what we got. Don't worry, I'll make Italy qualify. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Please do. Please do. Yeah, but Bosnia defeated Wales, which means Bosnia better. Which means that Bosnia are better. Bro, just because they beat Wales doesn't mean Bosnia are better. In my opinion. But that's the end of the first half. And it's... Why do I just still say 1-0 for France? Yo, okay, I'm not going to blame anyone. But yo, let me know if the scoreboard is wrong. This still says 1-0. It's 2-0. I'm going for the last 20 minutes. It still says 1-0. But that's no one's fault. That's my bad. My bad. Okay, let's put the second half. Let's take off this here. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. Haya was like the only... Oh, I do remember that song. I do remember that song. For the 2022 World Cup. But at the same time, right, there was like, what, 2 or 3 World Cup songs for 2022. Like, I don't know what happened to the old World Cups where there was one World Cup song and it was like crazy, like so popular, everyone loved it. Like now we got all these random World Cup songs. And then Speed, who has nothing to do with the World Cup, makes the best one. So I don't know what we're going to see this year. I don't know. But some of the songs I'm hearing right now, I gotta tell you, they're trash. They're very, very disappointing. Okay, so what should we do for halftime? So, RBWFR. But what am I gonna call you? Because you in every stream, and I'm not gonna call you RBWFR every time. That's crazy. Do you want to try and do a World Cup qualifier prediction? I don't know how we would do that though. RBW? Okay, fine. I'll call you RBW then. I mean, it's just without the FR. It's not really that big of a difference, but... I was about to remind you. Yeah, bro. I fixed the scoreboard. Don't worry. Or Red Bean Wisdom. Yeah, hell no. I'm not calling you that. Hell no. I'm not calling you Red Bean Wisdom, bro. I'll call you RBW. Because, bro, Red Bean Wisdom is longer than RBWFR. So, I'm just calling you RBW. let's look at the stats from this game a little bit, because France are winning 2-0 and they're playing their second team. Colombia are ranked 14th in the world. France. So your name is Red Bean Wisdom for real. That's a crazy name. That's so long. So France scored 2 goals, 1 goal from Desiree Doué and 1 goal from Marcus Thuram. Marcus Thuram got the header just a few minutes before halftime, and Desiree Doué scored a strange goal, but a good shot from just outside the box. And France just looked so dominant. Look, 66% possession compared to 34. Colombia had 1 shot on target, and it was that one. Which shot was it? I don't even remember Colombia's shot on target. They had 4 shots total, 0 big chances. France had 8 shots total, 3 on target, 1 big chance. France just looked like a clearly better team in this game. Don't worry, Colombia is about to sub me in. All right, bro, you better get them 2 goals because they need to get a result from this game. The good thing with Colombia preparing for this World Cup is at least they're playing like good quality teams. Like they're playing Croatia. Now they're playing against France, right? And that's it. At the moment, those are the only 2 friendlies they're playing before the World Cup. But at least they're playing like decent opposition, right? Like we saw them in these friendlies in November against New Zealand and Australia, and it was easy for them. 2-1, 3-0. So at least now they're playing against top European opposition, right? Croatia is an incredible team. France is probably the best team in the world. You said you play for France, then Italy, and then Colombia, Jacob, bro. No, literally, bro. This guy cannot make his mind up about what country he's in. Bro, what country are you from? Bro, you're probably like, I don't know. I don't even know what country. You're probably not from any of those countries, though. Probably just making up some shit. In this friendly, this was a crazy game. Canada drew against Colombia. But there again, like, look, 4 big chances in that game. 4. And they couldn't get the win. Obviously, they weren't playing their main squad, obviously. But like, is that a trend we're seeing with Colombia, where they just they don't take their opportunities good enough? I don't know. Colombia in 2024 was so good, and now they're trash. Yeah, bro. Like, it was in 2024, right, where they went on like that mad streak where they couldn't lose. Like, when was it? Okay, look, yeah, at the end of 24 they were ass. These in the qualifying, yeah, they started off very poorly. But if you go before that, like here, like this is when they were like, this is like when the Colombia were really good. Like in this stretch, look, they got that win against Germany, beat Venezuela, some draws. They beat Brazil, beat Mexico, they beat Spain. Remember, they beat Spain 1-0. Then they went on to beat Romania. They destroyed USA. They drew against Brazil. They beat Uruguay. They got that 1-0 loss against Argentina. But then even then, they still continued good form. They beat Argentina, but then their form dipped off. I feel like after this, the end of 2024 to the start of 2025, they haven't really recovered that much. You know, they were getting a lot of draws and a lot of losses. And then, you know, they got some more wins towards the end of the qualifiers. And in these friendlies, you know, they were decent. But these oppositions, like New Zealand and Australia, aren't the best opposition. And now they lose against Croatia and they're being destroyed by a B/C team France. Why is James playing? Are they using why is James playing? Are they using him as a sub? He is playing. I don't know what you're talking about. James is playing. Are you talking about James Rodriguez? Oh, why is James not playing? Bro, James is playing. What are you talking about? You're tripping. Unless you're talking about another James. I don't know. Do you think Chucho should play over Luis Suarez? No, I think Luis Suarez is good. I think Luis Suarez is a really, really good player. And you know, he's entering into his prime years now. He's 28 years old. I just think sometimes he doesn't take his opportunities the best. Like sometimes he needs a lot. Like sometimes he's almost similar to a Darwin Núñez type of player where he needs, like the chances just fall to him, but he misses a lot. That's what I feel like sometimes happens with Luis Suarez. But I still feel like he's a really, really good player. Like I think he's a really good attacker. With Sporting, I've watched a few games from Sporting this season, and he looks threatening. I remember in the Champions League when they were coming up against Napoli, and Napoli won 2-1, but Luis Suarez looked like he could have scored 3 goals in that game. Like, bro, he could have. Sorry, my bad. I didn't see. No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, how much Rodriguez is playing? You probably just didn't see because he hasn't really done shit. To be honest with you, he hasn't really done much. All of Colombia's attackers haven't really done much. I feel like John Arias we've seen him a little bit, but we haven't seen much from this Colombian team. It's very stale. When on the other hand, France, with their B team, Thuram, Doué, Akliouche, but they're going crazy. That's the thing though. France's B team is like still a top 5 team in the world. Like, realistically, if you had to compare this France team with this Colombian team, which team do you think is better? I think France. I think Thuram, even though Luis Suarez is good and he's scoring loads of goals, I still think Thuram is a more proven striker than him. Cherki, Doué, and Akliouche against Luis Diaz, Rodriguez, and John Arias. That's probably like the closest comparison. Luis Diaz is probably really good, but Rodriguez and Arias, I would much rather have like a player like Cherki over them. Both teams are playing the same formation. The more defensive lying midfielders like Kante and Zaire Emery, this is also very close. Rios is a good player. Lerma is also a good player. Defensively though, I would take France's defense. So this B team for France, I think they're better than Colombia. And then you look at France on the bench, right? Bro. Look at those attackers. Colomwani, Dembele, Olise, Mbappe, and Ekitike. Midfielders Camavinga, Tchouameni, Rabiot. And then in defense, they still have obviously Gusto and Hernandez as the wing backs. Konate. And obviously they have Upamecano. He got the red card, so that's why he's not playing. But I saw a vid on FIFA 26 showing Turkey 7-0 Kosovo. Well, like a simulation or some shit? Bro, there ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way, bro. Why is Colomwani still getting called up? Bro, I don't think Colomwani's a bad player. I don't think Colomwani's a bad player at all. Like, who else do you think they should call up instead of Colomwani? Let me know. Who do you think that they should call up instead of Colomwani? They have the attack. They already have Ekitike, Mbappe, Olise, Dembele. And they have Thuram. They have Doué. They have Cherki. They have Akliouche. Who would get caught up? You. Okay, relax. Come on, bro. You could say Mateta, but I think Colomwani has more to offer than Mateta, if I'm being honest. You could say who else? Who are other good French attackers? I don't know. I think Colomwani is the right player. Or like you could say like Mateta, right? But did Griezmann get called up? I don't know if he did. I don't think he did. I don't know. I wonder if he's going to be there for the World Cup or not. I would think he would be because he has the experience. Bahoya from Frankfurt. Not familiar with him. Jean-Matteo Bahoya. Primary position is a left winger, but he can play across the front three. 20 years old. He's a young player. 20 years old. Decent stats for Frankfurt this year. 14 games, 3 goals and 3 assists. I'm going to have to keep my eye on this player. I'd assume they probably don't call him up because he's just very young. He's 2005 and he doesn't have that much experience. He's been at Frankfurt for the last 2 years, and before that he was at Angers. So maybe it's due to experience. Colomwani was there at the last World Cup, right? He almost scored in that final. So that could be why. What if that prediction on the comments in the vid was true? What, the 7-0? If Turkey beat Kosovo 7-0, then I mean, nah, bro, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna, like, Kosovo aren't the best defensively, but and Turkey are good on the attack. But bro, 7-0 is crazy. If like these are the final qualifying games. Realistically, most of them are probably gonna have no more than 2 goals. I mean, sometimes in my predictions, I like predicting like extra goals just for fun. But realistically, like, I think for Kosovo versus Turkey, a little spoiler if you didn't watch my prediction video yet. Oh, you left it in my comments. Oh, on the video. But I think if you didn't see my video, I'm pretty sure for Turkey against Kosovo, I predicted 3-2 to Turkey. I think this would be a high scoring game. But with that being said, at the end of the day, it's a final World Cup qualifying game to see who gets into the World Cup. Realistically, there's not going to be a lot of goals. There's not going to be many goals. But with that being said, Aslani and Muriqi can score goals. Muriqi is one of the top goal scorers in La Liga, and Aslani is really good in the Bundesliga. But Turkey, Aktürkoğlu with Fenerbahce, this guy's a great player. He's a great player. He can score loads and loads of goals. You see him with 4 assists, 4 goals. He's getting a goal contribution in every other game he plays. Yilmaz is great with Galatasaray. Yildiz, obviously, definitely Turkey's best player. One of the best players in the Serie A. And Arda Güler can score. Like, all of these players can score goals. Kalhanoglu off set pieces and penalties 100%. So I predicted 3-2. Maybe a little bit too many goals, but I could see at least like multiple goals in this game. Pogba would be wild, but I don't think they call him. Yeah, I don't think so. Griezmann retired. Oh, did he? Oh, bro, I completely missed that. I forgot about that. I just realized Kosovo could possibly beat USA. Yeah, because whoever wins in this game will be playing against USA, Australia, and who else is in that group? Is it group B? Is it group B? No, it's not. Whatever USA's group is, I think it's group D. So it's USA, Australia, and is it Paraguay? I think Paraguay or Panama. Panama or Paraguay. Well, it's one of the other. And then either Kosovo or Turkey. Bro, Kosovo can score goals. And against USA defensively, bro, look what happened in the last game against Belgium. They conceded 5 goals. Like, USA have a good attack. They have an okay midfield, but defensively, they're not it. USA, Australia, and Paraguay, yeah. So then it's either Kosovo or Turkey. If Kosovo go, bro, I could see Kosovo getting at least 2 goals against USA. Honestly, with what they displayed yesterday against Belgium, yeah, bro. It might be wraps. For USA. But Turkey, I think Turkey will advance, though. But with that being said, Turkey will, they could even get a good result against USA. How much longer before this game starts? Before this game's back on? 50 minutes. Wait, what? 50 minutes? Y'all see this, or am I tripping? It says 58 minutes until second half. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Football must be glitched or something. I have no idea what's going on. Me and Turkey are playing in Group D. I guess you're USA then, or I don't know what you are, because you seem like you're from every country in the world and you play on every team and you play with everyone. So I don't even know. I don't even know what you want about. Let me see if I can get this game back on my iPad, because on FootMob it says 50 minutes to second half. So I don't know what the people at FootMob are smoking, but they must be smoking some very, very strong stuff, because yeah, the second half is about to start. I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, let's see. It's starting soon. Yeah, exactly. It's a glitch, right, bro? How? Like, yo, what the hell are they doing? It already started, and this is 57 minutes until second half. But what are FootMob doing? On my iPad, they're just getting back on the pitch, so they'll probably start in a few minutes. Oh, same thing happened with Morocco, Ecuador. Interesting, bro. Interesting. The FootMob, the people working at FootMob must have just fallen asleep or something. They just fall asleep. Get their feet back, relax, and then they just accidentally fall asleep. Imagine what it would be like working for FootMob. Let me know in the chat if you use FootMob or not. For me, I think for football statistics and matches, I always use FootMob. I think FootMob is clear. Do you think Germany should call up Jonas Urbig? You're talking. That's the keeper you're talking about, right? Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Who is their keeper in that game? In that game they played versus Switzerland, it was the other guy. I'm blanking on his name right now. What was his name? I completely forget his name. Yeah. No, sorry, not Kobo. It was Bowman. It was Bowman. Huh. And what keepers did I have on the bench? Nubel. I thought it was Nubel, but it wasn't. It was Bowman. Jonas Urbig, he's low key. He's a really good keeper, but he's also very, very young. And that's the thing with keepers, especially, right? You can't make a mistake as a keeper, right? Like whatever you do, you cannot make a mistake as a keeper. And to be playing in a World Cup, I think you need more experience than what he has. So I don't know if he should be called up. I don't know. Like he's young. He's 2000. He's 23 or 22 years old. He's 1 year older than me. I don't know if it makes sense to call him up. And people think Colombia is light years above Ecuador. At least Ecuador played good football against a defensive team like Morocco. Low-key, bro, I'm not gonna lie, you're spitting facts. Colombia right now, I mean, bro, the Ecuador in the qualifiers, were they ahead of Colombia or were they behind Colombia? They were second or third. One of them was second and one of them was third. Like, Colombia is not light years ahead of Ecuador. If they're even ahead of Ecuador. Ecuador are a good team. Ecuador on the attack is probably, in my opinion, their weakest point. But in the defense, in the midfield, is where they're really good. And that's the thing that you need in the World Cup, is you need the defense and the midfield. Because realistically, there's so many World Cup games in the group stages, in the early knockout stages, where, you get smash and grab 1-0 wins. 1-0, 2-1, right? 1-1 draws and it goes to penalties. Like that's kind of what you need in a World Cup. It's better to have a better defense in the World Cup than a better attack, in my opinion. I always find the teams that have really proper defenses can generally make it further than teams that have, good attacks. What's the worst team and best team in the World Cup in your opinion? Best team, like we've said so many times, I would say either France or Spain. If I had to say one, it's hard for me to choose. I think originally I would have said Spain, but I might say France. I don't know. It's one of those two for sure. Worst team is Qatar. Bro, Qatar in the 2022 World Cup were the second team in history to host a World Cup and to not make it out of the group stage. We saw it in South Africa in 2010, and we saw it with Qatar in 2022. Qatar are trash. They have Akram Afif. He's a baller. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. I think if Curaçao came up against Qatar, I think Curaçao could win. I think Cape Verde would beat Qatar. Ecuador and Norway are my dark horses for the World Cup 2026. Yeah, bro, low-key. Norway are an exception to the rule. Like I was saying, like you'd much rather have a better defense than a better attack. But I feel like with Norway, they're just like an exception. Like their attack is just too good that they can have no defense and it doesn't matter. In the game where they lost against the Netherlands, obviously we did the watch-along for that. They weren't starting with their best lineup. And on the attack, some of the players didn't have the best game. Like Sorloth didn't have a best game. Haaland wasn't there. Odegaard wasn't there. Nusa was on the bench. But I firmly believe if they started with their best attack in that game against Netherlands, it would have at least been a draw. If not, they maybe could have won. What about China? Yeah, China are ass. China are ass at football. Well, China have like 2 billion people and they're still trash. Same with India. They have like 2 billion people and they're not that good. But those are countries where football isn't like the main priority. It's not the main sport, right? Yeah, China not in the World Cup. I don't even know if China ever been to a World Cup? I don't think so. I remember once. I remember actually in like the 1900s, like maybe like 1960s or something. India actually made it to a World Cup, but they pulled out. Like, bro, who does that? What kind of nation gets to a World Cup and they pull out? Like, bro, as an Italian fan, I just all I want to see in my life is to see Italy playing a World Cup because they missed it for the last two. You look at a country like India, they never made it to a World Cup. They got like 8 billion people in their country, and they made it to one and they pulled out. Crazy. They were in the 2002 World Cup. Who, China? Really? Wow, that's interesting. I didn't even know that. I don't know. I mean, 2002, I wasn't born, so I don't know. Bro, what are your views on Russia not playing in World Cup while USA is? Well, I'm not 100% sure why Russia isn't playing. Is it because of the war in Ukraine? I don't know, bro. That's the thing. I mean, we all know that Gianni Infantino, the head of FIFA, is friends with Trump, right? We all know that. So he's not gonna kick USA out of the World Cup. But if the rules are that if your country is in the middle of a war, then you're not allowed to participate, then it's weird. It's weird. Then why is Russia not allowed to, and some of these other countries that are in the middle of a war are allowed to, right? I don't know. It's like, I'm not trying to get political. That's like the last thing I ever want to talk about is politics. But yeah, bro, Russia, I don't know. I don't know. Russia got banned from playing in the World Cup. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't even know why. If it's from the war, then there should be a lot of other countries that have been banned too. But there hasn't been. Or there's not currently. So I don't know what the deal is. They qualified in 2002 but got eliminated in the group stage they hosted. Oh, really? I didn't. Oh. I thought the only team that to ever host a World Cup that got eliminated in the group stage was South Korea and Qatar. I didn't know that in 2002. Wait, 2002 wasn't that World Cup in South Korea? And there was that whole Italy scandal where South Korea knocked out Italy, and people were saying that they shouldn't have knocked them out and all the other stuff. Are Russia a good team? Russia have some decent players. You see a lot of Russian players, not a lot, but there's some decent Russian players. I remember like 5 years ago they had this one player named Golovin, and he was low-key. He was pretty crazy. No, it wasn't China. It was in Korea and Japan. Yeah, bro, I swear it was in Korea and Japan. I don't think it was in China. Well, bro, we got Safari right here. Let's search it up. Where was the World Cup 2002? Japan and South Korea. Yo, RBW, bro, you chatting shit. Yeah, I knew it was in, because that was the whole scandal with Italy where like they were versing South Korea in, what was it, the quarterfinals or semifinals? And I think it was the quarterfinals. And all these decisions were going for South Korea, and everyone was getting mad because they're just being biased because their tournaments being played there. But yeah, it was in joint hosted by South Korea and Japan. The first time it was hosted by two nations. Interesting. They prioritized the Olympics back then. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, back then, I think that's when India pulled out of the World Cup in whatever it was, like the 1950s or 60s or something. It was because they were prioritizing the upcoming Olympics, and it's like they didn't have enough money to go to both. So they obviously chose to go to the Olympics. Me personally, I would always choose the World Cup. But I guess as a nation who have never been to a World Cup, and also a nation that, in terms of football, they're not the best, right? So I guess it would make sense to go to the Olympics because they have more opportunities to win and make money and whatever, right? Maybe I confuse men's with women's. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know about women's. I don't really follow women's sports, but the ref was biased. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. I heard that too, that the ref was biased and all these calls were going against Italy and all that. I mean, I wasn't born, but that's just what I heard. So yeah, we're still watching this Colombia versus France game. We're 53 minutes in, almost 54. And I haven't really been paying that much attention in the second half. We just been talking about all these scandals and these countries at wars and stuff. But I haven't seen any big chances. To be honest, I'm not that impressed with Colombia at the moment. I'm not that impressed. I expected them to do better. Against Croatia, originally I could picture Colombia getting a win. But obviously they had many chances and they failed and they lost 2-1. And now they're losing 2-0 against France's C team. Footmob is awake. Guys, is Footmob finally awake? Hey, they're finally awake. Finally. The worker woke up from his nap. But yeah. This Colombia game versus France is, I don't know. Don't have much to say on it at the moment. I need to see more from Colombia. Oh my throat, bro. I hate being sick. Oh, my nostrils just open up. Wow. I'm telling you, bro. All you need is water. All you need is water. I don't drink nothing else other than water. I pretty much only drink water. And France have the ball, and they score again. Wow. Let's go. Water is the best. Bro, water is the best. And it looks like France are the best. It looks like France are the best. Defensively, Colombia are a mess right now. This is a mess by Colombia. Like, it's just, bro, the counterattack from France was so easy. Turkey passes it through. Then they cross it to Desiree Doué and just slots it right into the corner. Who is it that passed it to Desiree Doué? Was it Thuram? Great pass. Great find. And keeper maybe could have done better. He got a hand to it, but it still went past him into the net. Whew. Guys, let me know what you think about Colombia. I'm not impressed at all. Who do I think should win the Ballon d'Or? That's a tough one. That's a really, really tough one at the moment. You know, I wouldn't say Haaland because he hasn't been consistent enough. At the moment, I would say there's a few favorites. I would say Harry Kane is one of the favorites. I would say Michael Olise is one of the favorites. Mbappe is one of the favorites. Lamine Yamal, you know, I love Lamine Yamal, so I'll probably put him there too. And who else? There's 4 players. Let's try and name another one. Who else? Mbappe, Lamine Yamal, Harry Kane, Michael Olise. I don't know. Yeah, those for me would be the top 4. Let's say Haaland. Let's put Haaland in there. More like, you know, yeah, let's put Haaland in there. He's still a great player, fantastic player, right? But not consistent enough to win the Ballon d'Or, in my opinion. Haaland, he needs to be more consistent. Because for me, when I think of the Ballon d'Or, when I think of the best player in the world, I think of 3 metrics, right? 3 different metrics. Number 1 is the consistency. Number 2 is what you win, the amount of trophies you win. And number 3, which kind of goes hand in hand with consistency, is how you perform across all the different competitions. Do you only perform internationally? Do you only perform at the domestic level? Do you only perform on the European stage? Or do you perform everywhere? Right? You look at Mbappe. He has the stats. He wins the trophies. He's playing in a top league. He has the consistency. He performs in La Liga. He performs in Europe. And he performs internationally. Harry Kane is the same, but he doesn't have the silverware and he doesn't get the same accolades that Mbappe does. Olise, I don't know. He's been really good. Olise might even be one of the top. Haaland, for me, just doesn't have the consistency. I don't think he's been the best in the Champions League this season. He's been great in the Premier League. He's been great internationally with Norway, but he doesn't have the consistency. Obviously, as we see so far in 2026, he's gotten what, 4 or 5 goals maybe. And he also doesn't have, in my opinion, the performances across all the leagues. Ballon d'Or favorites: Olise, Kane, Mbappe, Haaland, Yamal, possibly Vinny if he keeps going crazy, and Dembele. I don't think Vinny because he doesn't have the consistency. Like when Alonso was there, I know part of the reason why he wasn't performing good was because of Alonso, but you have to take those performances into account. Yes, it was under a different manager, but you have to take it into account, and he wasn't performing that good. So I wouldn't personally say Vinny. Dembele, yeah, he's been good, but not as consistent, I think. For me, Olise, Kane, Mbappe, and maybe Yamal are probably the top 4. RBW says Mbappe. Fair enough. I agree with that. Colombia just have the ball at the edge of the box, but they can't do much with it. 1 second, let me just do this. Yeah, Colombia just not performing good enough at this moment in time. But they still have the ball at the corner. Luis Diaz dribbling. There's 2 players on him right now. Ooh! He nutmegged Kalulu, but France get the ball eventually. Let me fix my stream. Imagine France 5-0. Bro, if France 5-0 against Colombia, that would be embarrassing. That would be embarrassing. Especially with the amount of Colombian fans there are at this game in Maryland in the USA. If they lose 5-0, that's not going to be good. Bro, imagine coming to the World Cup, losing 2-1 against Croatia, and then losing 5-0 against France. Yes, they're top teams, but like, holy shit. Like, that's not good enough. Puerta gets a yellow card for Colombia. Bro, I'm so stupid. I just realized my scoreboard still says 2-0. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just completely disorganized today. I'm like low key. Like even when I was setting up the stream, I was like all over the place. I don't even know. But it's 3-0, not 2-0. Colombia are making some substitutions. Quintero is coming on. Who else is coming on? I think Quintero is an attacker. Campaz and Machado are coming on. And who's coming off? Oh, they're not coming on yet. Never mind. They're not coming on yet. Bro, France can just hold possession the whole rest of the game. They don't have to do shit. They literally don't have... Yo, I'm finally coming on. Yo, relax, bro. Relax, fam. You're not coming on. France trying to play along. And ball goes out for France throwing. Munoz. I don't think Munoz has had the best game, to be honest. I think he's been pretty poor. I think all of Colombia's defense have been poor. But now they're making the substitutions. So who's coming off? It looks like, I think, James Rodriguez is coming off. Oh, and France are also making subs. Colomwani is coming on. Ekatike is coming on. And Camavinga is coming on. Bro, this could get real bad for Colombia. This could get real bad for Colombia. France are putting on Hugo Ekatike, who can definitely score. And Colomwani, who can definitely score. And Camavinga... I wonder who's he coming on for. And Colombia are taking off Luis Diaz. Bro. We might see a 5-0 in this game. We might see a 5-0 in this game. If it keeps going like this. Akliush is coming off for Colomwani. I wonder who's coming off for Camavinga. I'd assume Zaire Emery. Desiree Doué is coming off for Ekatike. And who's coming off for Camavinga? Camavinga and Zaire Emery. Yeah. Boys, what do you think the final score is going to be? I'm going to put a poll in the chat. Just let me know what you think the final score is going to be. Wait, how do I? Wait, no, I can't do a poll for that. What should I do? Maybe can I do something? What can I do? Start a poll. Answer viewer questions live. Start Q&A. Start a poll. Okay, I'm not gonna do a poll. All right, just let me know what you think the final score is. So you think 4-0 to France? Bro, I can see five. I can literally see 5-0. Like now, there was 3-0 with the C team. Now they put on Ekitike and they put on Kolomwani. Ekitike already on the ball right now. And Colombia took off some of their better players. Right, Luis Diaz came off. Mojica, their fullback, came off as well. 19-3. Oh my gosh, Mbappe's warming up. Yo, bro, if Mbappe comes on in this game, like Colombia are gonna get shit on. Yo, ain't no way, bro. 4 and 1 min. Literally, bro. Mbappe warming up. I didn't see you warming up. I just saw Mbappe. Me personally, I just saw Mbappe. Yeah, this is not good for Colombia. They did put on Campaz. France should have done better there. I would say that ball to Kolomwani wasn't good enough by Cheriki. A little bit too far. Are you Ethan Mbappe? Bro, he's everybody. Literally everybody. I wonder how Colombia are going to perform in the World Cup against Portugal. Because I was saying earlier, if Portugal plays similarly to how they did against Mexico against Colombia, then Portugal would lose. But if Colombia plays similar to how they did against France and against Croatia, I don't think... Then there's no way they beat Portugal. They might not even beat Uzbekistan. And also, I think the third team, let me know if I'm correct, but I think the third team that will, or the fourth team that will go into that group with Colombia, Uzbekistan, and Portugal is the playoff winner from the DR Congo against Jamaica game, which in my opinion will be DR Congo. So that group with Portugal, Colombia, Uzbekistan, and DR Congo, bro, that might be a crazy group. That's a pretty tough group. Like that may be maybe a top 3, top 4 toughest groups. I might make a video on that, ranking all the World Cup groups from easiest to hardest. Now that after the playoffs, we're going to know which teams are actually going to be in the World Cup. I might make a video ranking, like, you know, what's the group of life, the group of death, and ranking the groups from the easiest to hardest. In my opinion, probably the easiest, or not the easiest group, but probably the most like 50-50 type of group is probably Group A. Mexico, South Korea, South Africa, and either Denmark or who's Denmark playing? Or Czech Republic. Mexico, South Korea, South Africa, and in my opinion, probably Denmark. Like, bro, that holy shit, Ekitike is dribbled through about 5 Colombian defenders. God damn. That group could go either way. Like I wouldn't know who's gonna win in that group. As anyone could be first except South Korea. Yeah, Loki. But after South Korea got completely destroyed 4-0 by Ivory Coast, probably not South Korea first. But you know, I could see Mexico coming first. I could see South Korea making an upset. You know, they have a decent attack. South Korea, they're not very good defensively, but they can score goals. South Korea can score many goals. And then Denmark. If Denmark make it over Czech Republic, as I think they should. If Czech Republic make it, that would be an upset for me. I think Denmark should make it, and I think Denmark have a really, really well-rounded team. Like, they have good players in the attack, the midfield, the defense. They have a decent goalkeeper as well. So, early predictions for that group, I'd probably say Denmark, most likely maybe first. I don't even know. It could be either 3 of the other teams. I think if Denmark get in that group, they're probably the favorites to be first. But out of Mexico, South Korea, and South Africa, it could go either way. It could really go either way. We could see Mexico finish first. We could see Mexico finish last. We could see South Korea upset. Or we could see them finishing in last 2. So I think Group A is what a lot of people would call the group of life. Where I think any team can advance. They're all a lot. Most of them are very similar in terms of their ranking, like their skill ranking, their ranking by FIFA, whatever, right? So, and the group of death, I mean, obviously we all know it's Group I. Like, sure, there's other hard groups. The Group C with Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, that's a pretty hard group. But it's Group I. It's Group I. France, Norway, and Senegal are already like, bro. All three of those teams, I could see if they play really good, could make quarterfinal appearances. All three of those teams in one group. So for me, Group I is definitely the group of death. Well, you'll see my predictions. Yeah, bro, I will see your predictions for sure. Like I said, just I'll see if I can. I'll just subscribe to you. Let me actually subscribe to you right now. Let me just subscribe to you on like just my main account real quick. RBWFR. Let me just subscribe to you so when you put out the video I can watch it. Well, I don't know if I can find your channel though. Wait, let me just go here. Let me just go to my stream. And then, bro, why can't I can't press on your account. I don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, I'll watch your, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'll watch your video though for sure. I'll for sure watch your video. I'll leave a comment. Just after you put it out, when you're in one of my streams, just let me know. And if I haven't seen it, then I'll definitely check it out. But yeah, I'm thinking of, you know what I'm thinking of doing? I'm thinking of doing Champions League watch-alongs because I love the Champions League. Like the Champions League for me, I would rather watch, like, obviously the World Cup is, the best competition, 100%. But for me, I think I'd rather watch the Champions League than any other competition. Like, I'd rather watch the Champions League than any domestic league. Obviously, I'm a Serie A fan, but I'd much rather watch the Champions League over the Serie A. I'd rather watch Champions League football over the Premier League, over Bundesliga, over La Liga, over Ligue 1. I love the Champions League. You should do a Bayern versus Madrid and Barca versus Atletico. Yeah, bro, for sure. When are those games? Let me figure out when those games are. So I think it's on the 8th of April. Okay, on Tuesday the 7th of April we have Real Madrid against Bayern Munich, and then on the 8th of April we have the Barca versus Atletico game and also the PSG versus Liverpool game, and all the games are at 3 o'clock. I'm pretty sure. So, and then there's also obviously Sporting against Arsenal on Tuesday. Yeah, April 7th to April 8th. Yeah, so I might do a Real Madrid versus Bayern watch along, and maybe even a watch along for Barca Atletico and PSG versus Liverpool. Like, I'll watch two games at once, right? No problem. So hey, I might do two watch alongs on April 7th and April 8th for the Champions League. Can Sporting win? I think Sporting can win. I mean, we saw Arsenal against Sporting in the Europa League. What was it? When was that? When did we see Arsenal against Sporting in the Europa League? And they drew both games, but then on penalties in the second leg, Sporting beat Arsenal and Sporting knocked out Arsenal. I think it was in the 2023 season. So you could see Sporting upset Arsenal once again. You never know. I mean, honestly, I predicted that, I knew Arsenal would beat Leverkusen, but like, I feel like Arsenal are one of those teams where they can be so good, but then on a one-off game, they just won't perform. Like, look at that FA Cup final against Man City. They've been good all season, but in that game, they were not good at all. They were just not good. Not good. They were playing more defensive. They weren't playing like free-flowing football. They weren't fluid on the ball at all. Some of their best players didn't perform. Like, Arsenal in that game was horrible. And that's the thing with Arsenal, is they haven't won trophies in a long time. They haven't won the Prem in so long. So they're not really used to winning trophies. So in those final games, when all the pressure's on them, sometimes they don't perform. And they could lose against Sporting. If Sporting play against Arsenal like they did in that second leg against Bodo Glimt, bro, they can be Arsenal. Because Sporting in that second leg were crazy. Bodo Glimt were also like surprisingly trash. But Sporting in that second leg were good. Sporting in that second leg against Arsenal, against Bodo Glimt were really, really good. They were dominating in terms of possession. They were playing very good attacking football. They were moving the ball so quick. And that's why they just completely destroyed the shit out of Bodo Glimt. Horrible performance by Bodo Glimt. After they won that first game, I was so happy because I was rooting for Bodo Glimt. I like how they play football. I wanted to see them in that semi-final, quarterfinal against Arsenal. But yeah, it just didn't work out. Because, bro, imagine Arsenal going to Norway, going to the Arctic Circle, and playing on that AstroTurf or whatever kind of turf that is there. Like, I think they would struggle. We saw so many big teams struggle there. So I think if Arsenal went there, that they would struggle for sure. So I think it would have been interesting, but yeah, at the end of the day, Sporting completely shit on them. Absolute shit on them. Wasn't even close. They had like 38 shots or 39 shots or something crazy. I mean, after that City game, I feel confident with Sporting. Yeah, bro, that City game did tell us a lot. That City game told us that Arsenal is still in some of the big games. I don't know. Bayern versus Real Madrid is probably the best. Yeah, that game's crazy. Because on paper, you would say Bayern Munich. But, bro, Real Madrid, it's just, I don't know if it's just the Champions League history. It just comes with wearing that badge where they can just do anything. Like, who expected Real Madrid to beat Man City across both legs in the fashion they did? I don't think anyone did. 5-1 on aggregate against Man City is crazy. Don't worry, I'm the Sporting new manager. Okay, bro. But the Sporting manager is actually pretty good. The actual Sporting manager is pretty good. I just want Bayern to win. Also Sporting. I assume, are you a Bayern Munich fan? Real Madrid got the power of friendship. Bro. Real Madrid got the power of history. They got the power of 15 UCLs. Is it 15? I think it's 15. I don't even know. I lost track. They got the power of 15 UCLs. Because they got all those 15 UCLs right behind that badge, bro. Who was better? Valverde versus Vinny? I think in the Man City draws, Valverde was definitely better. Beautiful goal, by the way, by Colombia. Wow. That was a good shot. Was that, what's his name? Cortez? Cartes? That was a good shot. Holy shit. Colombia get one back. Imagine Colombia come back in this game. That would be crazy. 3-1. Campas, that's his name, yeah. Good play by Colombia. Good cross into the box. Good control, too, by the attacker. And then the ball's bouncing around. Falls to Campas. And he puts it in off the post. Samba had no chance. Samba had absolutely no chance. Yeah, it's 3-1. 3-1 between France and Colombia. Can Colombia come back? If Colombia come back, that would be crazy. That would be absolutely crazy. But as you were saying, Valverde versus Vinny and the Man City ties, I think Valverde was better. Because if you look at Vinicius Jr. especially in the second leg against Man City, yes, he scored, right? And yes, he did good. But, bro, he should have scored like 5 goals. He should have scored like 5 goals. I'm going to see the highlights after the match. Yeah, bro. Colombia scored a good goal. But at the same time, France have just done Kylian Mbappe. So we all know that this game is done. Camavinga with the ball right now. France are holding possession. They've been way better in terms of possession compared to Colombia. Way, way, way better. Let me just look at the possession stats really quickly. 58%. Low-key in the second half, it's been more better. Like first half was clear France, right? Second half, Colombia have been better. So maybe those substitutions were actually, like, I don't know. Maybe they're decent. I thought after taking off Mojica, after taking off Luis Diaz, that Colombia would struggle. But they seem like they're doing okay in the second half. 4-1. That's your new prediction, 4-1. Fair enough. France just subbed me on. Yeah, France subbed me on with Mbappe. Bro, you must be an invisible ghost. Let's see if Colombia can get anything out of this game. Other than the ass beating that France are currently giving them. 3-1. Let's see if they can get anything in terms of maybe like a decent result. France look a little bit sloppy in possession though at the current moment. Holy shit. But that Colombian player just tried to kill whoever that was. Is Olise playing? Oh, I didn't know. But when did Olise get subbed on? Did he get subbed on with Mbappe? I didn't even see that. Oh, he did. He got subbed on for Ryan Cherki. I didn't even see that. Completely missed that. What if San Marino win against France 9-1? If San Marino win against France 9-1, I think the world would just be a better place. The world would just be a better place. That would stop any war, stop any forms of hate if San Marino beat France 9-1. I'm playing. It would actually probably start more hate if San Marino beat France. But that would be crazy, bro. I always feel bad for San Marino because aren't they ranked last by FIFA? Let's see where FIFA ranks San Marino. Let's see where San Marino is ranked by FIFA. Can I not see the FIFA ranking here? Oh, maybe I can't. Maybe I can only do that on my phone. FIFA ranking 2026. What the hell? Oh, here it is. There you go. All right, let's see. 1 sec. My iPad shut off. Can't lose the game. Let's see what the world ranking is at the current moment. Spain first, France second, Argentina third, England fourth, Portugal fifth, Netherlands, Brazil, Morocco, Belgium, Germany, Croatia, Italy, Colombia. All right, let's go all the way down. We're going all the way down. All the way down. All the way down. Damn. A long list. So many countries in the world. Hey, there's New Caledonia. Team that just lost 1-0 against Jamaica. They actually weren't even that bad in that game. Like they maybe even could have scored a goal. Jamaica are not as good. San Marino in last. Scroll all the way down off of mob. That's okay. I just did it this way. Yeah, San Marino are in last. So San Marino are still ranked the worst team in the world by FIFA. That's sad. Like, it's true. They are shit. They just lost against Faroe Island. But they're not as bad as they once were. Like, I remember there was that time where they were losing like 10, 15-0 to like every single team. You know, now they're not really doing as bad. They're still trash. But I wouldn't say they're like... I don't know. I don't feel like San Marino are the worst team in the world. Do you guys know what I'm saying? They're bad, but they're not that bad. Like, they're not last place. There's 211 countries. You really think San Marino are the worst? Whereas Liechtenstein? Oh yeah, Liechtenstein is 206. Like, there's no way that Gibraltar is better than San Marino. I'm sorry, but Gibraltar have like, what, 5 people in that country? Guam, Turks and Caicos Island, Anguilla. I don't believe that these countries are better than San Marino. Like, at the same time, you know, San Marino are facing some of these European nations in the Nations League D or whatever, right? Like, you know, they're trash, but I don't know. I'm surprised Pakistan and Somalia are so low. Somalia has got to be the lowest. Oh, I guess Seychelles is technically Africa. But yeah, like all these countries are so... Look, all these countries right here are so small. And then you have Pakistan. They got like what? I don't know, 400 million people or some crazy. I don't even know how many people they got in Pakistan. Bare people though. So all these teams like are small little countries, and then Pakistan's like one of the biggest countries in the world. Most populated country, like top 10. Yeah, Pakistan are not good enough at football. But yeah, I don't know. Just Just a little observation of mine. I personally don't think that San Marino are last place in the world. Oh, there's 200 million in Pakistan. Okay, fair enough. But still, you look at Pakistan, who are 11 places above San Marino. Pakistan has 200 million. San Marino have what? Like 2,000? How many people in San Marino? Ekitike on a breakaway. Oh my gosh. Probably should have scored. But France still have the ball. It's cleared off the line by Colombia. He could have got a fourth goal there. Ekitike was through on goal, one-on-one with the keeper. And tried to dribble around the keeper, but the keeper gets a hand to it. The ball bounced back to Mbappe, puts in a cross, but the ball's cleared off the line. There's two people in San Marino. Yo, bro, pause the stream. I gotta go to the bathroom. Bro, I can't pause the stream. Just go to the bathroom and come back, bro. The stream, there's only about 10 minutes or so in the game. So I think after this game, I'm probably not gonna be doing too much after this game. My throat is low-key hurting. I got a cough, and I'm trying to not cough on stream. So after this game, I'm probably not gonna be doing too much. But yeah, bro. Colombia on the attack right now. But what? What is he doing, bro? Colombia have a 3-on-3 in the attack. This guy just boots the ball all the way out of bounds. Who the hell was that? I just want a replay of this Ekitike chance. That was a good stop by the keeper, to be fair. That was a good stop by the keeper. But it would be interesting to see Colombia at the World Cup, because I don't know if they're going to be playing any other friendlies. Like some other countries, they have more friendlies planned just before the World Cup. Like I think the World Cup starts on June 10th, June 11th. So a lot of countries have like 1 or 2 World Cup games planned just before the actual tournament. Like some countries have them planned on the 4th of June, the 5th, the 6th. Like just, a week before the tournament, just to do their final preparations, final trainings with the squad. But I'm not sure if Colombia have any World Cup friendlies planned before the World Cup after these. So if they don't, this is not a good result for them. These have not been good results. 2-1 loss against Croatia, and at the moment, 3-1 loss against France. It's not good enough. 33,500 to 33,600 in San Marino. That's so tiny, bro. That's so tiny. But it's low-key not that. Like, some of those countries that we were looking at on the list, I think some of them have probably a quarter of the amount of people I've seen. If not even. There's some of those countries, like those island countries in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, they probably have like 4,000 or 5,000 people. Maybe like 10,000 people. But then you look at a team like Pakistan, they got 200 million. That's what I always wondered. Like, I mean, we were talking about that, why some of these big countries aren't good at football. But, like we said, lack of like they don't really have that footballing culture, lack of infrastructure. What's the best goal scored on my birthday? The best goal scored on January 7th, which is my birthday. January 7th, 2004. But I have no idea. What games were on January 7th this year? I don't even remember. Let's see. Let's see what games were on January 7th this year. Let's go to January 7th. So on January 7th, oh my gosh, I remember that game. Oh my gosh, this game was so annoying, bro. This was that game where McTominay scored a third goal in like the last few minutes of the game or something, and then the referee called it off. Dickhead, bro. Honestly, that game was so shit on my birthday. But what other game did I think I watched this Bournemouth versus Tottenham game on my birthday as well. Where Semenyo scored that last minute goal, and Tottenham thought they were gonna have a better 2026, but clearly they didn't, and they're not. Fulham beat Chelsea on my birthday. Newcastle beat Leeds 4-3. What a crazy game. Oh, there was this game too on my birthday. 5-0 to Barcelona. That game was mad. Yeah, there were some decent games on my birthday, other than the Napoli game. That was just disappointing because they should have won that game, but the referee was being a, word I'm not going to say. Which one? Have you been to Napoli? Yeah, bro. Yeah, I've been to Napoli. I've been to Napoli I think three times. My family's from Italy, but they're from a place like a small little town just south of Napoli, like in the south of Italy. The reason why I support Napoli is one, when I was younger, why I used to support Napoli is for the first reason, when I was younger, I used to like the color. My favorite color is blue. I love like light sky blue. As you can see on the Juju sign in the back, I love that like kind of light sky blue type of color. So when I was really young, they were my favorite team because of the color. Then when I got a little bit older, like maybe around, say, like 10 or so, and I realized that they are the southernmost Serie A team at that time. So I was like, okay, they're the closest to where my family is. I'll support them. Then after, I got a little bit older and I've been to Napoli a few times and I've seen the culture and the people. It's just like, it's just, I just love it. I love everything about it. So that's kind of why I support Napoli, due to where my family's from, but also due to just the football and culture in that city. It's unlike many other places in the world. But yeah, absolutely love Napoli. And the food there is incredible. It's a little bit ghetto though. I gotta say it's a little bit ghetto. Like it's not the cleanest place. Best goal on my birthday was Mbappe bicycle kick against Dortmund in the Club World Cup. Oh wow, for real? So your birthday's in the summer then? Fair enough. I wonder how it would be to have a summer birthday. Because every time I have parties, they're always in the winter. And like we mentioned earlier in the stream, I live in Canada. Bro, on my birthday this year, I think it was like minus 25 outside. There was a snowstorm. Like I couldn't do anything. Everyone's just inside. But yeah. This year the games on my birthday weren't the best. Mainly because Napoli lost, but having a birthday if school having a birthday like off school is the best, like you're talking about when you don't have school. Well, usually my birthday, since it's at the very beginning of January, like usually when you're in school, okay, so you're talking about off school, having a birthday off school is the best. That's true. I could understand that. For me, since my birthday is in January, usually like there's still like it's at the beginning of January, so usually like the Christmas break was just ending when it was my birthday. But yeah, I think having a birthday in the summer would be fire. That would be fire. No one's in school. Some people have off work or whatever. So yeah, that'd be fire. Anyway, there's 2.5 minutes left for this game, and France are winning 3-1. And yeah, it's not looking the best for Colombia. I'll say that much. But after this game's done, I'm probably gonna end the stream because I need to have a rest and get better because I'm still sick. But obviously, thanks everyone for being here. I really appreciate you guys. Of course, as always. Let's see if Colombia can get something from the end of this game. Although I don't think they will. But they're on the attack. They still have the ball. They're crossing into the box. Wide open. But it's blocked. And it's blocked again from the French defenders. Put in another cross. Samba gets his hand to it and punches it away. Kolumwani does great to keep the ball. And now Ekitike runs past everyone. And it's a 3-on-2 for France. And he goes all the way and he misses the net. Why would he not pass it off to Mbappe in that situation? Why would Ekitike not pass it off to Mbappe? Mbappe is running beside him, faster, probably in a better position. And now Colombia on that counterattack. He's through on goal. So 1v1 with the defender. Takes a shot. It's a poor shot. And comfortable save from Samba. France could have made it 4-1 there. For sure they could have made it 4-1. I'm just looking forward to these playoff games on Tuesday. That's what I'm really looking forward to. Like I'm heavily looking forward to that. Colombia get the ball back. Let's see if they can get a goal in the last minute of play. Just to save themselves a little bit from this poor performance. Like, I don't think Colombia were that bad in this game, but at the same time, like, it's against France's pretty much B team. Great ball by Elise to Mbappe. He beats the goalie and he puts it in the back of the net. 4-1 to France. 4-1 to France. Is it offside or is it onside? I think it's onside. Oh, it's offside. Offside. Almost 4-1. Almost 4-1. And I think that's the end of the game. Isn't it? Yeah, that's the end of the game. That's the end of the game. France win 3-1 against Colombia. Let's talk about this game for a little bit just before I go. Yeah, GG's. Let's quickly look at this game. W stream, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Let's quickly go over this game before I end the stream. I want to quickly go over this game. So 3-1 to France. Colombia, they lost 2-1 against Croatia, and now they lose 3-1 against France. If you look at the stats, France definitely had a better start to this game. In the second half, Colombia were better, right? It's fair to say that Colombia were better. But even with that being said, they just didn't have good enough quality chances. That's the thing with Colombia. Like, they have good attackers. In this game, you know, they had Luis Diaz, Rodriguez, John Arias, and Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez, by the way, I don't even know if he had a shot. He was completely absent in this game. And that's the thing with him. When he's on, when he's performing, when his shots are on target, whatever, he's a good striker. But when he's not there, he doesn't help the team at all. So I think taking him off at halftime was a good decision. But you need him to try and perform better in the actual World Cup games. Rodriguez didn't really have that good of a performance. Luis Diaz, I thought, was exceptionally poor. Usually he's much better. And even in the midfield, like Richard Rios was poor. Defensively, Juan Cabal and Sanchez were horrible. I think it was Sanchez's fault for that Thuram goal because he lost him. He was in front of him, he was guarding him, and then after he lost him in the last few seconds before the cross, and then Thuram got the pretty much wide open header. And they lose against France's B team. Thuram, Cherki, Doué, and Akliouche are not anywhere near the level of their main starting players like Olise, like Mbappe, like Ekitike. It's night and day. So for Colombia to do this poorly, especially in the first half against these four, imagine it was against France's top players. I don't know. I thought from the qualifiers, you know, Colombia were decent. They finished where, I just want to make sure I'm not mistaken. Did they finish in third in the qualifiers or was it second? They finished third in the qualifiers behind Ecuador. Like, they were good in the qualifiers. They were good. And they scored a lot of goals. That's the thing with Colombia. Is they scored, look, 28 goals in 18 games. Other than Argentina, they scored the second most goals. More than Brazil, more than Uruguay, right? They scored a lot of goals. They conceded an average of 1 goal per game, which is also a pretty high number. That's higher than any other teams that finished in the top 6. But they scored a lot. But now, in recent games, in that match against Croatia, and now in this match against France, they concede multiple goals and they struggle to score. So I don't know about Colombia heading into this World Cup because defensively they're not looking that good right now. And in the attack, they have good players, but if their players struggle, if Luis Suarez struggles, if Luis Diaz struggles, then they can't get the win. And that's what happened in this game. Now, France, on the other hand, France were really good. Like we said, this is France's B team. And they scored 3 goals. Mbappe scored the goal, but it was ruled out. Ekitike should have scored that one-on-one with the keeper. So they probably could have got 5 goals in this game, France. With their B team. If France played their first team against Colombia, it would be 11-3. Oh my gosh, bro. I didn't think you were going to mention yourself, but you did. You scoring a hat-trick against France. Oh, 11 scored 1. I think if France would have started their best lineup in this game, it probably would have been 5-1. I would say. Was Mbappe offside? Mbappe was offside. Yeah. Mbappe was offside. It was a great pass to him. He got past the keeper and he scored, but he was offside. But obviously, if he wasn't offside, you know, like Like if France started their main lineup, this would have been at least 5-1. At least 5-1. Of course. Yeah, literally, bro. Like you can't do anything about it. So Colombia, yeah, of course he's offside. Yeah, I know he's offside a lot, but for the amount of times he's offside, he still scores a lot of goals. So it's fair. But yeah, Colombia, I don't know if they're going to be playing another friendly before the World Cup. And with these last 2 performances, I wouldn't be confident. I wouldn't be confident, especially if DR Congo make it into their group, because I'm pretty sure they can make it. I could see, for sure, Portugal beating Colombia. But if they perform like this, I can see DR Congo beating Colombia. But who knows? Even Uzbekistan might get a result against Colombia if they play like this. It's not good enough at all. That performance was not good enough by Colombia. And France, showing us why they're one of the best teams in the world. They have the depth. Their B team is still probably a top 5, top 6 team in the world. So they were clearly the better team. But that's it for the stream, everybody. I'm not going to be doing too much after the game. Obviously, I'm still not feeling the best. So I appreciate everyone that was here. I appreciate all the comments. Stay tuned. If you haven't watched my playoff final prediction, make sure you go check it out. And stay tuned for Tuesday. Stay tuned for Tuesday. Playoff final stream. We're going to be watching Italy against Bosnia. Obviously, I'm going to have the whole, all the other games, all the other playoff games down here with the respective scores. So, yeah. Bro, don't call me Unk, bro. I'm just over 20 years old. Don't call me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. But get well soon. Yeah, I will, bro. I will. Hopefully by Tuesday. I need to be energetic on Tuesday. I'm gonna be going crazy. So hopefully, I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Hopefully. What's better, Thursday or Tuesday? No, I accidentally said Thursday. That was just me being an idiot. I accidentally said Thursday. I meant Tuesday. So yeah, hopefully I'm better by Tuesday. So then we're gonna have a crazy stream. I know there's gonna be a lot of people here. I know a lot of people are gonna want to see me react to that final, especially with Italy playing, and they better win. But yeah, so everybody stay tuned for Tuesday. I'll be starting the stream. I might even start a bit earlier. I might start maybe 45 minutes before the game. What time is the game in my time? Let me just see. I think the game's at 3:45. It's at 2:45. So I'll start at probably 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I'll be starting the stream on Tuesday, 45 minutes before the final match, which hopefully Italy will win. If not, I'm not going to have a good reaction. And you might laugh at me. But hopefully they win. But anyway, that's the end of this stream. So thank you guys, especially Jacob and RBW for being here. I appreciate you guys staying for the whole stream. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And we'll talk soon. All right. See you guys. Thank you very much.